Contact made. Here comes the run to the line. Peter Hoppy. Tyler Helms tries to make a move down low. Not going to work. Peter Hoppy has won the championship.
And definitely something to talk about here coming into the championship. Hello, and welcome here once again to Homestead-Miami Speedway for the championship here for Season 2 of the UBN Prospects Truck Series. Here, once again, from the virtual Homestead-Miami Speedway. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, alongside, once again, Riley Maxwell up in the booth here for the second time up here in the HVTV booth. And Riley, obviously, came up in the booth last week to call Bristol here for all the marbles tonight here from Homestead. Four drivers can go after their first European Prospect Truck Series title.
Ready to watch this battle play out and just see how these guys drive tonight.
It's gonna be interesting because and obviously I heard you just talk about this with our league owner here and Chase George. I just love the and I agree with you totally here. I love that they have to race it out here. There's no,
Yeah.
you know, you had the most points going in, you can just kind of just finish wherever you want to and everything else, right? They have to earn this. And I
hmm
guess that's the one thing coming into this, like, that I always liked about the playoffs was just you had to earn it, right? There's no getting around to it. If you want to win this championship, you have to be the first car or truck who crosses the line. You don't even have to win the race. You just have to be the first truck who crosses the line. You have to outdo your competitors, which we know here, especially for these championship weekends, everybody's going to put a lot of time and effort in trying to set their themselves up for greatness here at Homestead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that like you heard me talking with the league owner. That's what I just get pumped on is when these guys. You're not going into the last race with some like, well, we know this guy's going to win the championship, but I guess we'll watch. You're coming in and you're watching this race knowing that you don't know who the champion is yet, but one of these guys is going to be the champion when the race is over tonight. And that's what I really like. All these guys they're fast, they're racing hard. I got to talk with a lot of them before the race and just feeling their energy, feeling where they're at mentally. And I'm just so pumped to see what these guys can do. When they get out there, all the trucks are bunched up and they have to get that track position.
That's exactly the key. And honestly, you just being completely blamed. I mean, this Final Four is pretty stacked, right? You have, you know, four very, very talented drivers. It's not like someone snuck their way in with a win or something like that here. I feel like everybody who's here racing for a championship has definitely earned their spot here to come and you know, race for it all here at Homestead. Is we see right now that 77 at Thompson, running some practice laps out here under 5 minutes to go here and practice here from Homestead, and it's definitely going to be stacked field here for this championship, and not only that, just in general here for the race here from Homestead.
Yeah, man. I got to talk to Wyatt a little bit before the race and other series. This guy's my teammate, so I promise no bias tonight, but he is my teammate. So I get a better look into where he's at and his, mindset and going into this big race. And this is a guy that just wants to show that he can do it in everything that he does. Everything he does, his motivation is he wants to go out there, show everybody that, yep, I can do this. I can go out there, I can win. And it's cool to see him here in the Final Four for sure.
I definitely agree. And why I feel like has a chip on his shoulder here. Only driver that has a championship under his belt. Obviously, won season 5 of the Contender Series with Mach 5 Motorsports and everybody there with the Chase George camp. Everybody else here looking for that ominous first championship here in the UIS, league family of series here.
hmm
Obviously, we have to talk about Tyler Holmes, who kind of let one slip away last time he was in the truck. But obviously, very, very hungry for this first championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tyler, we showed the clip at the beginning and he's another guy I talked to earlier today and I asked him this question. He said, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to ever hear about that ever again." But unfortunately, it's something that's hanging over him. He had that chance at the championship. He burned his tires up. Peter Hoppy ran him down, made that last lap bump and run. And I know that this is a guy that's going into this race tonight, and all he wants to do is remove that from his catalog, get that off of his shoulders, win the championship. So that's all anybody will talk about from now on.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what he needs to do. We know he has the speed, and I understand, him being, kind of irritated about that. But you look at this, look at Kyle Busch. He gets asked all the
Hmm.
time, when are you going to win that ominous Daytona 500 that he's been chasing out for 21 years? He hasn't been able to do it. You look at someone like Dale Sr., right? Obviously, it's kind of a cliche. It took him 20 years to get that under his belt, and it's just something
Hmm.
something that we have to talk about. I mean, we know Tyler has the talent to come out here and win a championship. Just last year, just couldn't put the pieces together, and now puts himself in a really good spot to come out here and try one more time.
Yeah, for sure. And I almost look at that as a compliment. I'm sure it sucks for the drivers like Kyle Busch and Tyler Helms and whoever else to hear. But when people are expecting you to win something, it means that you're doing pretty good, right? You've built enough of a rapport as a driver that people are like, why haven't you won this race yet? So as much as it sucks for the driver, you kind of got to take that as a compliment and try to go get it done.
Oh, I mean, and it is a compliment, right? I mean, Tyler lost that championship, and he was 7 seconds ahead, and we thought, especially the guys up here who were involved in that whole race, definitely thought he had it in the bag, and then all of a sudden, he started to fade and fade and fade, and on the final lap at that, lost it. But that's just the way things are. We finally see this number one come on track, but have to move on to some of these other drivers who race for a championship. Max Ford,
Yep.
looking for his first championship, and obviously has shown a lot of confidence coming up into this race day here on Monday.
Yeah, this guy is super confident, and I like it. I like, a guy having some confidence. I hate when I ask somebody, how are you feeling? And they're like, I feel all right. No, I want to hear that confidence. And Max Ford, when I talked to him earlier today, he's a confident guy. He thinks he has the pace. He thinks he has the tire saving ability, and he thinks that he can get that track position. So I'm really curious to see. We got qualifying in a very, very short, less than a minute now, and I'm curious to see where Max Ford goes track position wise and what he can do with it.
It's gonna be interesting. Obviously, Max one of the better qualifiers I feel like here in the UBN Prospect Truck Series, and looks like that's what he's working on right now. Some quality runs. We saw him come down per road, but obviously 17 seconds left in practice. I think he's not gonna have enough time to really do anything with it. Just gonna get some more TV time before we head into qualifying. Well, I
Hmm.
guess we will try to focus on Chase Smith for his qualifying times.
Yeah, Chase Smith, he's the underdog, right? He's the guy uh, who he kind of snuck in here. He had a quiet but great season. He has good stats, and he made it to the final four. And that's all I could really get out of him when I was talking to him is he just wants to win it. He just wants to prove that he can have that underdog story. He said that that's his favorite guy to root for when he's watching the real stuff at home. So everybody likes to root for the underdog, and I definitely would love to see a Chase Smith championship.
I think all of us always love rooting for the underdog, and I like that about Chase Smith. There's this mentality of where he's just kind of keeping to himself, just trying to stay under the radar, not going to tell any of his secrets of what he's going to do here tonight. He's got his own agenda, and he's going to come out here and do the best he can to come out and show out and try to make something happen.
Hmm. Absolutely. I mean, I don't blame him for keeping the cards close to the chest. I asked him, what would you be willing to do for a championship? Are you the guy who might move a guy? And he said, no, I won't do that. I'm just gonna try to sneak in there. And I don't know if that's the truth or not, but I appreciate that he's keeping things close and he's just gonna try to go out there and once again have a quiet performance and win it.
I mean, what would be the storyline there for someone who's kind of snuck his way in, and then if he comes out here and actually seals the deal, that's just going to be a storyline we have to talk about for a long time, right? We have some heavy hitters racing for the championship, and for someone like
Mhm.
Chase Smith to sneak his way in, be very quiet, and just come in here and do it. Like you think about the big three and me back in 2018 when Logano won the championship, right? He snuck his way in,
Yep.
and it was Bush, Harvick, and Truex, right? And he ended up
Yep.
sealing the deal there in 2018. I mean, that's what I feel like we're looking at tonight.
And there's people, I know there's people that are still, they're mad about that one. They don't think it was deserving. And as we kind of talked about before, you know, there are some times where if you have the season where you make it happen, because it doesn't just happen by accident. You get to the Final Four, it's because you were clean enough, you were consistent enough that you were able to get there. And like I said, when you're on the big stage, if you make it happen and you secure that championship, that's all you want, right? That's what you're going for. And I think that every guy who comes into this race is deserving of a championship if he proves it and he wins that race and he gets it done. I think Chase Smith definitely has a chance at that tonight.
Exactly. And Chase Smith didn't just like win a race and fall off, right? I don't think he's, obviously, I don't have all the stats here, but I don't think he really won his way into like a championship 4 spot. He was just consistent enough to race his way on points. And that's the way I feel like a most deserving person does, right? It's not like a win and then you DNF 3 times. It's a
Mm-hmm.
consistency, you know, racing your way in on points. And that's what, you know, what this 18 did to get here at Homestead.
Exactly, and that's why I really appreciate the format and just what UIS is able to do as a league to bring these drivers together and you know let the cream rise to the top as the season goes on. Is you have points battles, you have actual guys needing to have consistency, and Chase Smith has been, you know, maybe the king of that. The other guys, they have wins to kind of fall back on. They have the bonus points and things. But Chase Smith, he's been consistent, he's been good, and that's what I like to see.
Smith currently goes P3 right there, 33.2326. Right now, out qualifying some of his competitors. Max Ford back there, P7. Tyler Helms has not come on track quite yet to start his lap. Actually, here he comes here out of pit road.
There we go. I was like, he doesn't have a lot of time left. He better get on the gas there. But you know, Tyler Helms, so much can be said about him as we already have. We don't need to keep dragging it on. I know he wouldn't want to hear that, but this is a guy that can definitely get it done. We saw his run at Bristol last week. He didn't win it, but he came from the back after not qualifying and finished second. And he's a driver that can definitely make some things happen.
And one of the better qualifiers in the field here is this number 1 machine. And obviously, he's going to come out here right now and try to set a lap time. He barely is going to be able to squeeze it in here, but we'll see what this number 1 machine can do.
He's going for that one lap, dude. I mean, that's a bold strategy, but I know he feels confident in his truck from the conversation I had with him. So if he thinks he can come out here and do the one lap, I mean, all power to him. He's certainly a guy that has proved he can qualify well, regardless of the circumstances.
So top 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4. Got to get the lap time. You see him getting to the apron a little bit, but I don't think enough to slow that truck down too much out of 3 and 4.
Right at the buzzer.
Right at the buzzer. P3 for Tyler Helms.
Nice. Good track position.
Great track
He's not the
position.
highest qualified playoff 4 driver, but he's where he needs to be as far as having good track position for the start.
Sit behind the number 77, White Thompson back there. That's your top qualifier, and didn't get to see his lap, but really good lap out of White. Now whole 77 camp.
Yeah, White had a great lap. You know, a guy, as we wait for, you know, the gridding and things to happen, or the warm up to commence, a guy that had a disappointing race in Bristol that knocked him out of the top 4, but here he goes. He goes top of the board in qualifying, and that's Carmelo. I mean, just a great lap from him to kind of respond to his week last week.
No, exactly. I mean, had the races winning on points, was battling that one machine of Helms to get in. Unfortunately, got caught up in some incidents last week and, you know, was forced to pit, you know, those last couple of cautions. And Tyler was able to stay out with those fresh Goodyear tires and, you know, make his way on points. But Carmelo, you know, not going down without a fight here. Obviously, not race for the
Yeah,
championship, but going up on top of the boards, that's definitely sending a message that, hey, if things changed last week, I would have probably been a contender here tonight.
absolutely. I like these trucks right here all lining up. That's a cool It's a cool thing to see these championship guys all sitting over here next to each other.
I'm all starting to line up here, 4x4. All all of your championship here, four here. Starting out for you fans at home. Um, showing you who to look for on the track. Obviously, we see that bright white number 1 machine. Obviously, that recognizable number 11 safe light machine, the 77. That's White's kind of brought to his own accord, and then obviously that 18 Infinity Ford F-150 right there for Chase Smith.
You got 2 Toyotas, 1 Chevy, and a Ford. And it's cool to see all the manufacturers in the Final Four. It's definitely cool to see a good spread. But Toyota definitely with the advantage here, 50% of the Final Four.
It'll be interesting to see, how these drivers, decide to set up this race here. But we do have our championship 4 waiting on us. Our league owner Chase Smith asked us, bring these guys up to get a award for you fans at home. So let's looks like, we'll just go in order here. We'll take the one here of Tyler Helms to start us off. Hey Tyler, it's Christian and Riley up here in the HVTV booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, just minutes away from set sailing here from Homestead for you to potentially claim your first championship here in the UBN Prospect Truck Series. What is the mindset now? Obviously, second quickest qualifying out of your championship 4. Obviously a long race ahead of you, but what's the mindset coming into Homestead tonight?
Obviously the goal, the mindset, beat the 3 other guys I'm racing. In this format, that's what you got to do. I did a couple 30 lap runs, 25 lap runs, or whatever. In practice, tires felt fine. It's really easy to just burn the right front off or burn the right rear. I feel like I did a really good job taking care of them. Qualifying, hit the wall coming off of turn 4, coming to my second lap, so had to make it a first lap qualifying and still qualified. I think qualified 4th. It's just I don't know, a little nervous right now. Heard you guys played the clip of Peter bumping running me at the beginning of the stream, so I hate you guys for that one. But it still haunts me. It's the first time I've seen the clip since it's happened. Just obviously the goal will be there at the end, kind of like a super speedway, but it's not. It's a long race. Conserve the tires. No stages, so you just gotta make sure the tires are there. The long run's gonna come eventually, and we just gotta put ourselves in a position where we can, win the championship.
Obviously, a lot on your plate for you and this whole one team, but we wish you good luck here in this final race. Hopefully, you can get it done this time here in season 2, and I wish you good luck here for this final race here in season 2.
Yeah, thank you.
Very motivated number 1 machine here for Tyler Holmes. I think Max Ford is up next. We'll go ahead and I think Riley's got him here in this number 11 machine.
Hey Max, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
I got to talk to you a little bit before, but here we are. You got the trucks lined up, and it's right before the race. How are you feeling going into this championship?
Not the quality I really wanted, but I'll get up there at some point. I'll tire save. Me and Tyler did do a long run there before practice ended, and for roughly the same, he burned his right rear more than I did by 4%. And I think that'll probably be the difference maker if I can just keep my right rears to myself and keep it liking my car. Then I think I'll have good long run speed. I think, how many people even signed up? What, like 15 people, I think?
Mm-hmm.
If that stays the same, I feel like we'll get long runs, and I think long run pace will become handy.
Absolutely, and I've gotten to hear your answer, but for the people watching and people that don't know, going for this championship, what would it mean for you to beat these 3 other guys and win this thing?
I gotta be honest. I'm probably the most experienced here. I won season 1 in Cup. I would have gone back to back in season 2 of Cup if just the championship wasn't scuffed out and rigged for everyone else. But I think the only other guy who has a championship is Wyatt, and Tyler Helms has choked 2 others. So he's probably the choke master. I know you're listening to this, Tyler. And Wyatt's my probably biggest competition for like veteranship and like knowing what to do in a championship race.
For sure, absolutely. Well, hey man, we wish you the best of luck, and have a good race tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
The mental
Right?
games at the 11 machine. That's
Yeah, man.
something to hear. I think,
Yeah, I told you he's confident.
yeah, he's very confident in that number 11 machine. I think we got Wyatt Thompson back here. Hey, Wyatt, it's Christian and Riley up here in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, obviously, looking at your second championship here in the UIS, a family of series here, qualifying the fastest out of that front four. What's, first of all, what's that kind of relief that you're going to be the furthest in front here out of these these other three drivers you're trying to race tonight?
It definitely puts us in a better position to miss some of the wrecks. I know stuff can still happen up front, but maybe we'll be fortunate enough to be the only car out of it.
Obviously, starting on that bottom. And third, you'll have the one of Helms alongside you on that top side. But, something I want to talk about is, only really racing, you have to deal with this. When you go to the Super Bowl in football, it's two teams playing each other, nothing else. But you have, looks like 20 some odd other trucks you have to race around. What's kind of the mentality of, not only racing around these other three that you have to beat, but also trying to race around some of these other faster trucks? Obviously, we see the 92 who got on the pole tonight. What's kind of the mindset of trying to manage the championship, but also trying to manage everybody else around you?
I think tonight it's just there's nothing to do with the race. It's just about us four. I'm gonna sacrifice what I need to keep my position in front of the other championship four, and just if I don't win the race or get a top three, it's what it is. I'm a championship up.
I think that's kind of the mindset you need to have, is whatever you need to do to win it.
Mhm.
You don't have to win. You don't even need a top 5. You don't need a top 10 if something crazy happens here tonight. And I definitely agree. That's something that you need to look into, is just wherever you are, you need to be in front of these top 3. And then it sounds like you got a plan of doing that. So we wish you good luck here. And we got a couple minutes until we get ready to go here from Homestead. But we wish you good luck. And hopefully we can talk to you soon, maybe as a 2-time champion here in the UIS league.
All right, thank you very much. Hope you have a good night streaming.
Yes. Lastly, Riley, I think we have, the underdog of the whole story, Chase Smith, here up in the booth.
Oh yeah, man. Chase, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the booth again. We saw you here last week. We talked to you a little bit about, your motivations and your expectations, and you kind of labeled the underdog, as we've talked about multiple times here. But now you're here, you're on the stage, you're lined up against the 3 guys. You're battling. So what's your mindset right now? How are you feeling?
Honestly, just surviving. Just that's the main thing. At least at the start, I have the mindset just be able to make it at least halfway, and then I'll see where I'm at from there and be able to battle with them after that.
Absolutely. A question that we've asked all these guys is, what would this championship mean to you as the underdog? I talked to you a bit about before, and you said that that's your favorite type of story. So what would it mean for you to fulfill that story?
It would mean a lot just because this is the first time I've ever run any series for points or anything like that. So it's been the first time I've been in position to focus on the points and race for a championship and something, and just to be able to be here already and battle with some of the people who've won races all year. I think it's just really fun to be able to do it and have the chance at it.
Absolutely, man. Well, we're about to send you guys off, and we wish you best of luck. We're rooting for the underdog, even though we're unbiased. We love the underdog story. So hope you have a great race tonight, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Like that, we'll get ready to start your grading here for tonight's race. 134 laps here from Homestead and Riley. I mean, a little bit longer race than what we're used to. They wanted to make it kind of a full-length style race here for the championship. A little bit more of a, obviously, I mean, you think about the championship. This is the crown jewel event. You think about, like in real life, the Daytona 500s, the Brickyard 400s. But at the end of the day, the crown jewel is the championship race. This is what everybody comes here every season to come here and race for.
Absolutely, man. And you got a lot of fast drivers in this field outside just the Final Four that we've been talking to. But these crown jewel events, they show you who's really got it, in my opinion. You got that long run, and guys get tired, dude. I know that I've had a couple crown jewels that I'm just worn out at the end, and I want it to be over. And so it's really going to show you who's got that long run speed, especially if we get these big green flag runs that some of these guys are talking about.
Hopefully we can get those under our belt here, and I hope that we see a lot more cordial racing tonight, just with what's on the line, right? Obviously, not only a championship, but especially for the drivers who aren't racing for one, they can just see a little bit more in the light of what's going on tonight. But you already see the trucks pulling off. Let's go ahead and get our starting lineup here, presented by High Velocity TV. I'll take the first 10 here. You see the 92, Carmelo Echeverra. I mean, what a storyline here. Got knocked out of the playoffs now, sitting on the pole here from in the season finale. And then Trenton Wilkin, last week's winner, who really put on a masterclass there, and to sit in that row too. Wyatt Thompson, the first of your Championship 4, alongside Tyler Holmes, another Championship 4 driver. Running out that row 3, Logan Brink racing for a championship this coming Saturday in the QRS Cup Series, alongside your third championship driver, Max Ford. Asher Bunkley back there starting that row 4, and then your final 4 driver, Chase Smith. And then rounding out your top 10 tonight, Henry Kalhoff in the 57, Zachary Trevino in that number 45.
Moving on back, you got Robert McCain, a driver that was fast at Bristol and a couple other tracks we've been to, Kansas as well. He's a new driver, but he's showing some great pace. Outside of him, Christian Zarate, and moving back, we have Aaron D. Kovnat. Outside of him, Kendorian Davis, who always likes to have a good, quiet, fast race. Moving back, Matthew Faustnot. Wyatt Youngblood returning. Haven't seen his name in a while. Moving back from that, you have Corey Lyles and James Cesar. And rounding out this 20-truck field tonight, in the back, Travis Prather and Noah Nicholson.
Look at that tonight's race weather for tonight's race. 79 degrees here, air temp. 3-mile-an-hour wind, partly cloudy here from Homestead, Miami, Florida. Good night of racing. Before we get ready to go green here, we're going to look at our race picks for right now. Riley, I'll let you go first. I mean, obviously, we'll talk about the championship drivers later on as the race comes to be, but who's your pick to win tonight?
My pick to win the race tonight is actually not one of these Final Four drivers. I think they're going to be more focused on just staying in front of the other 3. They're not going to be focused on burning their stuff up to get out front. And I like this 92 truck. I love this 92 truck, Christian. I think that he got knocked out of the Final Four, and he's coming to prove, hey, I could have won this thing. I could have been up front, and I like Carmelo for the race win.
No, I'm gonna say the polar opposite here. I think Tyler Holmes, he's gonna be aggressive here. We'll talk about this after we go green here, but we'll look at like these race picks, but we'll see the 92, the 60 lead us to green. Already 3 wide here going down to turn 1. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
I was gonna say, hey, next time maybe we wait till after lap 1 to make the picks here. But Carmelo, he just gets bumped out of the way. These guys are aggressive, man. It's a championship race, and you can tell. And Carmelo bumped out of the way, had to lock it up, and he's gonna be quite a bit behind the field now.
And here comes Max Ford already. Look underneath the 60 machine. He's saying, we talked about it. He's the most confident truck, I feel like, tonight. Already going to try to go look after that race lead, trying to get around that 60 Trent Wilkin.
We know the track position is important, but you don't want to pull a Tyler Helms here. You don't want to go out there and push way too hard and just try to have that P1 spot. So it's going to be interesting to see how this strategy plays out. But Trent Wilkin, last week's race winner, he's out front of this thing right now.
And you saw right now that Trent is just not going to pull over here. Max definitely looked like, hey, I'm on this spot, and Trent said, no, I'm still racing for a win here. I'm not just going to pull over just because you're racing for a championship. And speaking of that, we have 3 drivers, 3 of your 4 championship drivers right there, 1, 2, 3 right in a row, right behind this number 60 machine.
Absolutely. And Chase S. Smith, he's not far behind. He's back there in 6th. He's watching what's going on. He's keeping an eye on these 3 trucks. And one thing that I wanted to note too is, one thing he talked to me about is how these other guys have teammates. They have people in their ear saying, "This is what this guy's doing. This is what this guy's doing." And Chase doesn't have that. He's a one-man show tonight. And here he is up into P5. All 4 of your trucks lined up. All 4 of these final 4 lined up right now.
I mean, what a sight to see here. Early, you see these trucks finding each other, right? And I think this is exactly what they need to do, right? If you wanna react to what the other drivers are doing, you got to be up there in the fight. And I think that was exactly what Chase did. Looks like he kind of muscle in and got around the 29 of Logan Brink, just to get himself within this this 4-car pack of the drivers he's really racing against. I mean, obviously it would be nice for him to go up and take the lead, but he doesn't need the lead to win this championship.
Absolutely. I mean, all he needs to do is see what these guys are doing, have that good run, save those tires, and he can be right there at the end to hopefully for him be in front of those other 3.
Chase is gonna try to move around the 77 here. He'll put him 3rd of the 4. He's kind of that first truck who's actually started to go up to that top lane early.
He's making moves, as you said when we were going through the top 10 on the starting lineup. He was the farthest back of the final 4, and now he finds himself passing final 4 drivers. So definitely a guy who's going for it.
Exactly, and I mean, you continue to see this 18, especially here in 1 and 2. He's going to go up there, get up next to that wall. And for some drivers, they feel more comfortable, especially here at Homestead, going up there and ripping it. It might burn a little bit more tires, especially here in the truck, but that's where he's most comfortable. I'm not going to tell him to not go up there, right? As you see him now trying to get around the 1 of Helms.
I think he might be able to stick it around the outside, but just as you said, that outside can be pretty comfy. You can kind of just rip that. And he attacks Max Ford already. I mean, this guy, he's putting on a show early. He wants that position.
He's going after it here, and you'll see now Max Ford go on the defensive side. He's going to run the top lane as the 18 tried to get down below. He's probably going to clear this 18 down the backstretch, and that's what I'm playing to see throughout the whole race here. You might see someone rip the top to make a pass here, and that defensive line is so good, right? It's just such a defensive piece, because you can go up there, rip the top, and just get such a good launch out of the corners here. You saw that, just from him running that top once, he got the race lead from it.
Yep, absolutely. He got a great run out of that corner, and he was able to slingshot Trenton right into going into the next one. And now Chase sits back here, 2nd truck in the final 4, sitting in 3rd, and you got Wyatt. He's looking to the inside of Tyler Helms right here. He wants to move up.
Hey, see, Wyatt will get around Helms, and this is something I plan to see out of Tyler. Obviously we hate to bring it up, but I feel like he's gonna be the most passive he's ever been here in this truck. He's trying to make sure that these tires can last him as long as he can. And honestly, I don't mind him sitting back and being passive. We have 134 laps. If we go green here, we're gonna have a green flag pit cycle and stuff like that, right? I don't mind him sitting back and seeing like how much can I save, and then maybe the next run, how much can I push, right? To make sure he can set himself up for this last run that might occur here, to try to race for a championship.
Yeah, and this this might be a bit of a Fast and Furious thing. He sees these guys pushing, he's saying, "Too soon, Junior." I've been here before, and you don't want to be burning your tires up this fast.
Exactly. I mean, we saw the 18 drive up through the field. We saw that Max kind of react to the 18, pass the 60 for the lead, and so those are the kind of the two that I've seen be aggressive and kind of be on the offensive versus Wyatt and Tyler, who have kind of been on the defensive and just trying to sit back and kind of just find where they want to be.
Absolutely. And now you see Chase, he's looking to the outside of the 60, and I think he's going to have that pass complete going into turn 1. And Wyatt also, he wants to sneak by.
And the 77 will follow suit. Follow that 18 by. Here comes Tyler Helms. Once again, I just feel like if one of these trucks goes, you just see everybody follow suit here, and you'll see the 60.
Yeah, they're going to go.
From 1st all the way back to 5th as the front 4 will just try to continue to follow each other through the field.
This is beautiful, Christian. To see all 4 of these trucks up front, commanding lead over this field, and they're battling each other. This is exactly what you want to see in a championship race.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're only 12 laps in.
Oh, exactly. This is exactly what you want to see. You want to see the 4 most deserving trucks up front, right? Leading the race, making passes, making the racing entertaining because this is for all the marbles, right? I mean, you don't want to see, no offense to Wilkins, but you don't want to see him dominating the race when he's not racing for a championship, right? You want to see your top 4 guys up here racing, making moves, and then putting everything out on the line.
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. Chase, he's kind of trying to work that outside, but it doesn't look like it's working as well coming out of the corner, but he's still getting that run down the straightaway. So a lot of speed still on that outside line for that truck. But you got to wonder what those tires are feeling like.
I mean, there's got to be a certain time now where, I mean, and you'll start to see it if he continues to run the top. There's going to be a time where this will start to level out, that the run he gets on the backstretch won't really help, you know, the disadvantage he's getting in the through you know, center off and stuff like that. Right now,
Absolutely.
Look at that, side by side with the 11. He's going to try to take this race lead as he will. He'll lead his first laps here from Homestead.
Let's go, man. These guys are going for it. Chase, he made that outside work like you said, and now he's going to see the front of the field for the first time tonight, and that could be where he wants to be for the rest of the night.
Once again, look at this, a number 11 machine. He's not. He wants to be the guy who leads this front 4. Every time someone tries to make the move, that number 11 picks it up just a little bit more. He said, no, you want to lead? No, I'm going to be the guy who leads this race. And once again, side by side going to the line.
These guys, they don't want to give up that one position. And, hey, I don't blame them, but they got to remember, we got a lot of laps to go in this one.
Exactly. I mean, only 16 of 134 down. You have to think that, you know, the 77 and that one are just sitting back there just, you know, they know that these guys are probably burning at least a little bit more than the 2 behind, you know, them racing side by side, ripping the wall, just you know, yawing out that truck. Now you see Max Ford. He's actually starting to pick it up a little bit. He's starting to pull away from these front 3. Here comes Thompson now to try to get around the 18.
Yeah, he's going to go to the inside. Helm's back there watching. And I think just as you were talking about, that advantage is slowly starting to go away for that 18 truck.
Right there, you know, usually that top lane, the defensive line, you see the 77 actually get alongside there to the corner. He gets a good corner here. He might actually clear that 18. And 18 is going to have to be defensive to try to get up and do something different.
They're going to be side by side again. And Wyatt's going to slide back in line.
Kind of wisely, I don't think that the 11's pulled away enough that where these, you know, guys behind the 18 should be concerned at all, right? If Max starts to get away, you might start to see, you know, the 1 in the 77 get a little impatient with the 18. Starting to see now the 18 not being able to keep up with the race leaders. You see now Thompson trying to make this bottom work. I think he might clear this 18 here out of 4.
He's going to slide up, and I don't think that... Oh, the 18 does jump down. He does not want to give up that position at all.
Unfortunately, you know, them battling back there, the 11 really hasn't been able to, hasn't pulled away yet, but I mean, this is exactly what he wants to see in his rearview mirror, these 2 battling out behind him. Once again, we see that 77. He said, okay, you want to run the top? I'll go up and run the top, and I'll actually pass you the right way. Now you see him peeking on the outside of the number 11 machine.
He's peeking outside. Tyler Helms peeking inside of the 18. And Trenton Wilkin, who, you know, led the first lap after, you know, Carmelo's incident, he's back here. He's seeing these trucks go around.
See him treading very lightly here. He knows, like, hey, this is a little bit bigger than me right now, and I'm gonna sit back here, let them battle it out, and then maybe once they get single file, I'll maybe try to repick these guys off one by one. Because remember, we're not telling Trenton to not race these guys. That's not the goal here. But also just be a little bit more cordial. You know, the guys are racing for a little bit more than you are tonight, but you're not. That's not the case at all. Don't race these guys. You actually see him pushing the 1 down the backstretch here.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy who wrecks a Final 4 driver. That's for sure.
Exactly. And you got to let these guys battle it out for themselves, and then if you can pick them off when you can, and not really impede them at all, that's kind of the best thing you can do. You can see back here, Logan Brandt kind of sitting back here watching this battle unfold. As he, you know, sits back here and watches them battle it out.
Looks like that fall off is starting to come for Chase Smith. I mean, he's still making it work. He's staying ahead of Tyler Helms, but he's not getting that huge run off the outside. He could be saving tires, but you know, you got to wonder, are those tires starting to go away on that 18 truck?
And you'll see actually Helms side by side with the 18. Oh, Helms is
Helms
a
is
little upset.
loose.
Yeah. He'll jump up in front of the 60.
Oh, a truck goes sliding into the infield. I don't know if we're going to stay green here. It was just one truck. And it looks like we will.
Like that's the 41 of Prather upset. Like he keeps it going though. So Greenwood will stay here. Lap 22 going to lap 23.
And no, green flag racing. I'll ask you, Christian, because I'm not too sure. If you're a Final Four driver here, do you want this big green flag run? Do you want some cautions in there to mix up your tire strategy? What are you looking for?
I just think it just depends on where you are, right? If you're Max, it seems like you've got a good pace set and you're leading the field. I think you want it to stay green and you kind of control your own destiny. If you're Chase Smith, he's starting to fall off here. I think you want to caution, kind of mix some things up. You kind of got an idea of how hard to push the truck, and you know, now you're starting to see that you can definitely see the tires start to fall off. I mean, Tyler Helms, I don't know if he's not trying to push or if he's just actually having a hard time getting around the 18, but his front two are starting to get away.
Yep, and over, it looks like about 7/10 has been the fall off thus far on lap 24 here. So these tires on all the trucks collectively are starting to go, but it looks like a little more on the 18 as Tyler Helms is able to get by and clear him.
At 60 of Wilkins will try to follow suit here. So this is the thing we were talking about before.
In the front, though, in the front, Wyatt Thompson's on the inside of Max Ford.
Ooh, you saw Max get into the wall a little bit there, a little bit. Not enough to really slow that truck down off the corner. He's going to once again hit that top lane, get the run out, going to clear the 77. And the more they battle, the more Tyler Helms is going to be able to reel these guys in. I think this is really a good spot for Tyler. I think he really did a good job saving. I still think he's almost borderline babying this truck a little bit.
He's definitely taking his time. He's not making the same mistakes. He's saving his tire. And but Wyatt Thompson, it's looking like he's looking to get around Max Ford here.
Yeah, I think he also did probably the second best job, saving his equipment here. Obviously, we saw Max in 18 duke it out there for what, 5-6 laps there, and you got to think that took a toll on the 11's tires there. Is the 77 in that one, kind of sat back and watched that battle ensue. I mean, you got to think that 77 just has a little bit more oomph in that in those tires right now.
Yeah, man, he's into the wall a little bit. That's not going to help his run out of the outside there, and that's going to allow Tyler to creep right up behind him now.
Tyler goes up right to the tailgate of this number 77.
Chase Smith continues to fall back a little bit after running that outside line for quite a long time. He's now under threat for the top 5 entirely back there.
And here comes Logan Brink, and he'll probably get around him here. And I mean, I don't know, maybe Chase just really doesn't know how to run the bottom very well, but I mean, he's completely fallen off the back of this pack. Now getting past, he's back there to P6 now, and you know what, almost a second and a half behind, even the third car for the championship.
Exactly. And we look at lap times. Max Ford, his last lap was in the 34s still, a 34.9, where Chase Smith a 35.3. So almost 0.4 difference in the last lap alone on pace. As Wyatt, he gets real close to the back bumper of Max Ford there.
I mean, now it's once again top 2 under a blanket. Max Ford locking the number 77 down in the corner. Oh man,
We're nearly 3 wide here.
Yeah. Oh, Tyler Helms in the outside wall. But he's going to get a good run on the 11. Wow. 77 will get by. The 1 will get by. And now look at that. That literally the whole field is flipped from the start of this run.
And I cannot believe this aggression, Christian. The block to the inside by Max Ford. That was, I don't know if I've ever seen that on lap 30.
Yeah, I mean, lap 30, we have 100, not 10, not 50, 100 laps to go, and a block to the inside. I mean, obviously we knew Max wanted to, be the aggressive there. He's loose out of the corner
Hmm.
there.
Very loose truck. He talked about maybe being better by about 4% on saving that rear, but I don't think he saved that rear in this run this time. I think all that battling before with Chase has really burnt that truck up.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, on the bright side, 100 laps to go, but on the downside, you're starting to get gapped here. And if we go green here, I mean, it's gonna be potentially bad, not only for the 11, but especially the 18 of Chase Smith, almost 2 seconds behind this lead pack here.
Absolutely. Chase is definitely struggling to hold on to that truck currently. Wyatt trying to remove some of the draft there. He's going to dive down to the inside on the front stretch.
And Wyatt will actually start this top lane here. I hope he learned from the 18 that I feel like you only do this maybe as a defensive strategy here. And it's funny, I saw this snaking here, on a cup race, and it works to some degree there in the cup car, and I was super surprised to see that. I'm interested to see the one super loose behind them. That's going to check up everybody back there.
That's exactly what Wyatt wants to see. He wants to see a lot of checked up trucks back there. He wants to pull away from this thing. But yeah, going back to the snaking, the trucks really suffer from dirty air. So, you almost want to give your opponent a little bit of dirty air in the corner, maybe not as much of the draft down the straight, but see snaking a lot at other tracks like Pocono, but I don't know if I've ever seen it at Homestead before.
That's definitely a first for me, and I don't, it's these drivers using every tool in the box to, give themselves the advantage or to give, their opponents a disadvantage. And Wyatt, trying something new here, especially see it a lot out of turn 2. Him go down all the way down to the apron to try to not give these guys behind, that draft that the trucks really like to have here to, gain speed here down the straights. And it's actually starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
I was going to say it's working for him. He's got about 8/10 on Tyler Helms right now. And it doesn't look like he's overdriving the truck. It looks like it's a pretty smooth steering wheel in there. So if he can continue to do this strategy and make it work, that's going to be a really good gap for him.
Right on board with the 77 to see, these inputs, to see what's the difference here right now that he's able to pull away.
I like this. Very smooth movements on that entry. He's keeping that truck as straight as possible, not burning anything up. Very straight on exit. That is a great rotation out of the 77 right now.
Exactly, and you see right there, it's right on board. And something that a lot of these drivers or a lot of fans maybe at home that don't realize is caution is out.
First caution.
Boy Lyles low on the track.
See if we can figure out what happened here.
Maybe this is what happened here. We'll see. There it is. Corey Lyles loose out of 4. Just barely kissed that outside wall, but perpendicular on the track. Definitely going to be a caution here. That kind of, saves a lot of these championship drivers' ability to, get back together.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're Wyatt, that's not what you wanted to see. He had just gotten that gap to a second, over a second gap to Tyler Helms. But Chase Smith back there in 7th maybe burned his stuff up a little bit. What lessons is he going to learn from that run? And now he's going to have another chance to get back up there towards the front.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about this in a pre-race. I don't really mind what Chase does as long as he learns from it, right? Okay, I pushed a little bit too hard. Let me, adjust my line. Let me adjust the way I take this kind of next stint here. You'll see everybody come down pit side. As long as, Chase can learn as well as, maybe even Max. I feel like the only person who really set up their this kind of stint or run pretty well was that 77. Even Tyler Holmes, started to fall off compared to the 77 who had that race lead.
Absolutely. Very neat pit road here. I like to see that. I like to see a respectful pit road. Still waiting for that 92 truck. And there he is. That was my race pick win right there. Not the night that he wanted after qualifying P1.
Yeah, and I guess we have time to do this now. We'll actually show our race picks for tonight's race, and I was already talked about it, so I'm not gonna cheat and change my mind here. I was going to say Tyler Holmes. I feel like if these championship drivers, I feel like one of these guys will have to win the race to get this championship. And obviously we saw right there Tyler Holmes really passive this first run and not
Absolutely.
overdoing it here. And we know how aggressive he can be. We know how much he wants this. I think he wants this more than
Absolutely.
anybody after the history he's had here with these trucks. So my pick to win is Tyler Holmes. Obviously we heard Riley's pick of the 92. Hopefully he can make a good rebound here. Currently P14, so still in the
He's
fight.
got a chance. He's
Yeah.
got a chance.
So still in the fight. We're
Well,
not
the
gonna-
way these Final Four are pushing, I don't know, man. I don't know if I don't know if he'll be able to get around these guys.
We'll have to see. I mean, the only people that I've seen kind of even stay in touch is, the 29 and the 60, really. And speaking of 29, had a really good pit stop. Logan Brink will kind of break up this championship, as he's going to be back up there in the P4 spot, second on the top. And actually, Chase Smith down the P8, so back down the P7. I think he'd maybe be aggressive, maybe make up some spots down pit road, but unable to in that 18 machine.
Sometimes that's just the way pit road goes, man. You can't get out of your box fast enough, or you don't get that truck stopped as fast as some of the other guys. But at least he didn't lose positions. That's you never want to lose.
I definitely agree. And back then, the 24, Norton Davis had a really good season for himself. Unfortunately, wasn't able to race his way into the championship four, but once again, another quiet night for that 24 machine.
Absolutely. And Condorian is a guy, we're focused on the Final Four tonight, but Condorian's a guy he was in the conversation for playoffs in every series. And that's not something that's easy to do at all. But this guy, he's a good driver. He's consistent. And unfortunately, wasn't his season to go out there and get into any of the Final Fours, but he's definitely someone that deserves to be talked about as we talk about good drivers in UIS.
I mean, obviously sitting up there inside the top 10 in that P10 position, and look for him. I don't think he's going to try to spice it up too much here, as it's not really his fight tonight, but we know he's fast. We know if it comes down to a long run, I think he's going to be someone to look at.
Absolutely, and I think any chance he can take to help out Wyatt, his teammate, he's probably going to get up there and try to do that.
I definitely agree, It's nice to have teammates that can help here. You see, actually, 60, helping that one save some fuel. It looks like he's going to push him out there. Nice to have, a little fuel-saving buddy, if that's something that you have to worry about.
This kind of gets us inside the mind of Tyler Helms, though, right? He's banking on another long green flag run. And more than that, he's banking on saving his tires better and having more fuel than these other guys.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. And remember, we look back at the QRS Cup Series. Logan Brink locked his way into the championship by fuel strategy at Kansas. Hit it 2 laps later, was able to just go full out on fuel. And versus, the guys behind, like Tyler Holmes, had to save 2 laps of fuel. And obviously, when you have to save fuel, you give up time, right? And so,
yep, absolutely,
maybe that Cup Series race that Tyler, let slip out of his hands there just by getting a couple laps earlier, he's keeping on the back of his mind here for this championship race.
Absolutely. And, I had a Cup race recently. I believe it was Kansas or one of those, but I didn't do good saving fuel. I didn't do good at keeping an eye on what was going on in the other field, the other drivers in the field, and I had to pit about 8 laps early, which I know you commented on, and it really, really ruined my position there in my race. I had a top 5 pretty much in the bag and ended up not being there. So fuel saving is important, and if this is another big green flag run, you want to definitely be aware of what the other guys are doing.
Exactly. I mean, you have to react off to the guys in front and try to, set up your race that way. But you'll see the pace car once again take a hard left on the pit road. 2 championship drivers in that up front. The 77, Max Ford leads us back to green. That you see already those top 3 drivers here in the championship trying to get back at it, but Logan Brink back
Wyatt's
up there
loose.
Yeah, Wyatt. And there's a slide in the
and
back.
The spinner. Logan Brink is being very aggressive with these final 4 drivers. Wyatt was loose out of 2, and he had to give that position up to Max Ford, unfortunately.
So Max will take the spot. Logan, like we said, not going to give it away here as you see him looking underneath the 77 for that P2 position. Oh,
no, this is
close.
They're getting rowdy, eh?
Yeah.
This is this is surprising to me. The first time we had the other trucks, they sat back, they did their race, and the final 4 were up front and were able to battle. But now you got guys who are mixing that up for sure. Logan Brink, Henry Kaloff, Trent Wilkin, they're all kind of driving around these final 4.
Yeah, I mean, they saw, maybe that they burned themselves up a little bit quicker trying to race each other. And maybe these guys said, hey, if you're going to go out of the gates quick, so are we, right? And whoever burns themselves up first and all this stuff. And this is what I was talking about. Oh, so contact in the back there, but this is what I was talking about.
Chase Smith.
With the 77, right? How do you navigate these non-playoff guys? Now, obviously, you want to be in front, but unfortunately, the guy in front is the playoff guy, right? And then you have these other guys mixing it up. It's got to make it a little bit more difficult.
Absolutely, man. And Chase S. Smith, you saw him have some contact and go pretty much down to the bottom of the track there. But he's kept it together. He's still inside the top 10. But he's got some work to do because these other trucks are pushing.
Now falling back all the way back to P9 for that 18 machine, and got a swarm of trucks behind them trying to make up some spots. You see the 9, Asher Bunkley, looking up top there as well.
Absolutely, and some of these guys are looking pretty loose. Trenton, that last corner, he tried to slide down on the inside of Wyatt Thompson. Ended up getting loose and backing out of it almost completely.
Yeah, and for this 18 machine, we know that he used the stuff up a little bit too much, but when you're in this situation, I feel like you can't save, right? You got to get up and make the track position because, like, saving only does so much if you have to drive, pass.
Absolutely.
10, 11 trucks again, as you'll see him make contact with the truck on his outside. If you're behind like this in this kind of situation, you kind of do have to go for it. And then try to save tires later on because right now, I mean, he's outside the top 10.
Yeah. Yep. It's not looking too good for that 18 truck right now. He needs to be aggressive and get his track position back, or he's going to get buried by these non-championship trucks. And speaking of non-championship trucks, Trenton Wilkin, another Toyota, is battling Wyatt Thompson right now, trying to burn his stuff up.
Yeah, it's that kind of moral dilemma, right? You got a fast truck, but you're not racing for it. What do you do, right? And I don't blame these guys for racing hard and trying to put themselves out there. Some of these guys have sponsors that they have to look out for and everything else, and or whatever, right? And they gotta that gotta be up here and race quick, right? But also, this isn't their fight to go up here and potentially put themselves in a spot to wreck some of these final 4 guys. Luckily, that hasn't been the case yet, right? You'll see actually the 60 huge slide down there in the 1 and 2. He'll take your race lead away from Max Ford, but it's just that moral dilemma. I mean, it puts everybody in an awkward spot here when it comes down to this race.
It really does, and in my own racing, I have both the Contender and Cup Series championship races coming up on Friday and Saturday. And, my big goal is to just stay out of the Final Four's way. I want to have a good race. I want to have good position, but I absolutely do not want to jeopardize someone's championship because I was trying to make a name for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm also kind of in a moral situation as well. I was running a league on Sundays, and that league got done. I'm running in another league with a friend of mine, and they're in their playoffs. They're not in the championships, but obviously this is my second race with that league, and I don't have anything to race for besides putting HBTV on another broadcast, basically. So
Yeah, yeah.
and just trying to get our sponsorships out there. And it's that moral dilemma, right? Do you race these guys hard, and do you put yourself in the spot to make yourself look bad, right? And
Absolutely.
it's just definitely just such an awkward spot for everybody involved. But the way the sport is, you can't ask people to not show up, and then obviously you don't want. No one wants to see just a 4-truck race for the
Yeah.
championship. You got to
Yeah.
have everybody here.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it almost as if Chase Smith heard our call. He sent it 3 wide last lap to get to the bottom and try to secure 2 positions there. He was successful with 1, but he's still under attack from that 53 truck and that 9 truck, who he's really having a hard time getting around right now.
I'll get around the 53 and Tyler Holmes with a big shot front there, and the 9 blinking in front of the 18. Just whoa, see him actually wash up the track there.
There's a lot of movement happening right now.
Yeah, a lot of everything's happening, and Tyler Helms, once again, I hope he's not pushing his stuff, because he's let a couple of cars get in between that championship battles. You have Thompson and Ford right next to each other, but besides that, you have a 2-car little sandwich in between Helms and the 77 of Thompson.
Absolutely. And I love that we have a lot to watch right now. We are switching back and forth because there's a lot going on in this race. And even though there's a lot of laps left, these things matter. These little decisions, these little movements, if there's a wreck, these things matter. And Tyler Holmes, I think we're seeing a guy save his stuff. He was getting pushed on the caution. He's allowed a couple trucks to get by him, and I think he's like, I'm not making that mistake ever again.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to look at every decision that these drivers make. You look at last Saturday, right? Martinez Jr. had his Final Four ticket, and unfortunately got caught up in a wreck due to Jacob Quill. I'm getting in the back of the 12 of Finnegan Myers, and guess what? Just like that, his race, his not only was his race over, everything he worked for that whole season, the championship hopes, was over in one blink of an eye. So, I mean, it's so eye captivating to see how these drivers set up these races to put themselves in the best spot, right? And even when you do put yourself in the best spot, sometimes isn't meant to be. Sometimes.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes a guy is just faster. And I think that every racing driver has had that moment where you've done all the right things, you saved your stuff, you played your strategy right, and you just can't run down that guy who's in front of you. Or that guy, he runs you down and he passes you like, he has a truck on 10-lap newer tires. And sometimes that's just how these races play out.
All you can do is prepare as much as you can before the race, but you don't know what's going to happen, right? So you don't know when that next caution is going to come out. And right now, it looks like, this 11 to 77 has put themselves in a good spot. They have a decent cushion back to the one machine as they're going to actually battle it out here for the spot.
Max is blocking to the inside again. I have never seen this type of determination this early on in a championship race. I mean, this is, last 10-lap type of stuff we're seeing out of Max Ford right now.
And, White's being pretty disciplined about this. He could definitely, get a little aggressive with this, but remember, Max talked about it when we were talking to him. He said that White's probably his best competition because he has the experience of, winning a championship already, being in the league a little bit longer, that he knows, not to, he knows better than to, get upset, push hard to try to get around this 11 machine. White's right now, it looks like he's content, fitting in line, unless he gets like a big run, and he obviously he has to take it. But and now you see
Yeah.
the 77 not being really aggressive to try to make a move here.
Absolutely. And, if I'm Max Ford, I don't blame that decision making. You saw what he did last time they were in a run like this. Why he got around, he pulled a second gap on these other guys. So, I don't blame him wanting to block and try to hold position, but you can't do that too much or you're going to put yourself in a bad spot potentially.
Exactly, and I think Max is in a good spot here because he's got that lead car who can give him the draft down here, of the 60, that can help pull him along here. And then obviously, we have to talk about the dirty air here in these trucks. It's not as bad as the next gen. It doesn't even touch the next gen, but it's still something you have to talk about. And I feel like that's why some of these trucks are having trouble passing, as we're now 22 laps into this run since we've come down pit road. This is where you're going to start to see kind of that transition of who saved their tires, who's starting to struggle a little bit.
Absolutely. And the field is splitting right now. You have the top 6, which is ended by Tyler Helms right now, he's saved his stuff, but he's sitting there kind of in the wait. And it's split back to our last Final Four guy, Chase Smith, who he did what we said he needed to do. He got around those other trucks. He got around the traffic, but now he has this big gap to
it's the wrecking in the
Helms.
front.
Oh,
Max Ford.
Christian, that may be finally a block gone wrong for Max Ford. I'm not sure. I'll wait till we see the replay, but
Wow. Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. Got to rewind this and see what happened here between. I presume it's gonna be the 77 and that 11 machine. We'll have to see here. Ooh. It just looks like
Max get loose.
yeah, like a little bit of air griefing from the 77 and just got that truck loose. Got out from underneath them. I mean, it looked like Wyatt gave him every opportunity to get it back going, but
Yeah.
fortunately just too much for that 11 to hold on to, and around he goes. Luckily, like no damage at all between those two trucks. Just a little bit of, obviously we'll probably see these trucks come back down pit road, but
Yeah, they're all rolling down pit road. I don't think I see anybody that has stayed out. Wyatt Thompson, he's gonna get better track position now than his competitors, but will that come back to bite him? But I truly think that he didn't mean to get into Max. It was just Max was getting loose. You're a bumper away from a truck. There's not a lot you can do when that type of situation happens.
Thompson, and it looks like drag to the finish there. Looks like Max will get the one at Helms. Chase Smith keeps that P6 spot. So now
we're all back in the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. And now we have the 45, a new picture to be seen here. Trevino up inside the top 3 for the first time.
Trevino is a fast driver. He definitely knows how to get it done. And he's up here. He's not racing for the championship, but he could be racing for a win.
Exactly. I mean, I don't think Trevino was on anybody's radar because he didn't really qualify the best, up 7 spots. So he qualified back there in P10. Obviously, we were looking at the battle for this championship. And then obviously when it came to, picking race favorites, we looked at, in the top 3 of the non-chase guys, right? So we know Trevino's quick. And to start up here inside the top 3, see what this 45's got.
Absolutely. That second caution is going to give them a chance to have a really good green flag run here. But as we've seen in some other races, I know you've seen it. You and I even saw it a little bit together at Bristol. Sometimes there's one caution that just tips off the field to kind of have a heyday for aggressiveness.
Yeah, we did see that at Bristol where we saw, a good couple decent green flag runs there, and then all of a sudden we had that one caution it was actually that Phantom halfway caution due to Chase George accidentally being a little trigger happy on the button, and then all of a sudden just melee pursuit. Hopefully, and we don't have that because we are almost right on the dot, halfway done with this race. So hopefully we can keep that aside.
Absolutely. Wyatt scrubbing his tires, getting ready to go green. I'm sure he doesn't want to make that mistake he did last time of sliding up out of turn 2.
We'll have to see here, but you'll see Toyota Chevy front row to 60. Trenton Wilkins back up to the front. He'll lead us back to green.
Big jump for the 60 there. That's going to allow Trevino to get to the inside of Wyatt, but Wyatt's on that preferred line right now, and he is ripping around the outside.
He's going to easily clear that 60 machine. 11 of Max Ford will try to pursue. Whoa, 45 super upset. That's going to stack up a lot of drivers back here. Tyler Helms and the 18 of Chase Smith going to try to take advantage.
They're getting aggressive, man. It's something we've seen before. I want to know Wyatt Thompson. He's diving down the inside to try to help the 60 rather than Max Ford on that draft.
And he's trying to give that 60 draft. Obviously, you see the 60 slide up the track here. That advantage isn't going to help anymore unless he decides to stay down there alongside the 11. See some aggressive driving.
Yeah, the pack is racing hard. Carmelo up to 9th, though. He wants to get back to the front.
Carmelo doing everything he can, sitting there on that bottom line, side by side with the 29. Now the 9 machine. They come out of turn 4. Chase Smith doing a really good job getting that track position back here on this restart. See him in that middle lane, right behind Tyler Helms. He tries to get his way back up here inside the top 7. He'll pass there, and Cobb not there for P6, and see that one truck right in front of him trying to run down these other 2 playoff drivers.
Tyler Helms, you know, once again, it seems like he's just sitting here and watching it play out, but he's actually going to want some more track position. He's going to go to the inside of Zachary Trevino.
Thanks for the lead here, and you see in the back shot there. Helms, a bottom of Trevino. Ooh, the 60 is loose out of the corner. Thompson going to clear once again, and you see that 1 machine and the 18 machine closing in on the front pack.
This is what these guys want to see. They want to see wiggles and battles and anything that helps them get a little bit closer to being in the fight.
I mean, that's exactly what Wyatt Thompson wants to see. He's starting to pull away once again here. Once he got this race lead.
Wyatt, as we've seen in previous races, he can really thrive off of the battle that people are doing to get to him. And as long as this type of racing continues and stays green, I'll say, he could definitely capitalize off of a good little gap to these guys.
Yeah, Wyatt always seemed to me like one of those guys who likes to maintain a gap. He doesn't use his stuff up to get away. He will find a pace, maintain the gap, and make those guys come to him, right? And burn their stuff up to get to him. And then when they do, he's got the better tires, and he just drives away from the field, right? So right now he does have a little bit of pressure from the 60 of Wilkin, who's going to try to get to his outside, but he's always been
exactly as you said. The 60s, he's burning his stuff up on that outside.
Yeah. And you have Trevino back here battling the 11 and now the 1 machine for to keep them behind, right? Trevino's one of those drivers. He's quick. He's not going to just pull over. All these drivers who are racing up front are going to pull over.
No, these are some fast guys, and whether they're in the Final 4 or not, I don't think matters to this top 8 we have going on right now.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, that 60 in the stuff up here. And the 77 is okay. Like, you use the top, you get around, and that's fine. I'll just sit back here. Hopefully the 45 will give me the room to get up. But, I mean, the 60 can't really clear him, and I don't really think the 77's pushing that much.
It doesn't appear so. He's really just rolling that bottom, getting on the gas. His wheels staying pretty solid. He's just he's letting this play out.
Oh, close. The 60 is going to cut his nose off. He lifts a little bit for that. Watch the 60 doing that move. He gets a little tight. Walking it up the track, he's going to get a bump from the 45. Trevino going to try to make this spot for P2 happen. Him just battling out. That's allowed 11. Max Ford to reel this 77 back in.
Max back in the conversation. Meanwhile, Chase Smith has got around Tyler Helms.
Yeah, Chase doing a good job. Is wrecking in the
Oh,
back.
Trucks around in the back.
Corey Lyles once again caught up in something. I can see you.
Yeah, that's the second incident we've seen this truck involved in tonight.
'80 loose. Push to the 53. Cash Culpa's there. It's hooked up into the outside wall. Not the night that Corey wants. I know Corey's also a very talented driver, but I don't really see him driving these trucks a lot. So they're definitely a pretty tough beast to tame if you don't really know how they drive, especially with, you know, some of these new updates to them.
Absolutely. I mean, the way that the truck drives it's very different than the other classes we have in NASCAR. They drive a little different. They're a little more awkward. They're a little bit more kind of brute force driving, but you know, once you get a handle on them, I've experienced that they can be a pretty fun truck to drive on certain tracks.
I definitely agree. And oh, you'll see some fake outs potentially here. Everybody, you know, making last second decisions to either stay out, come down pit road, and see some decide to stay out, some decide to come down, maybe take another set of Goodyear stickers.
I'm really surprised by this choice here by our two playoff guys in the front. I mean, Wyatt had every opportunity to go down pit road. He wasn't too late to the cone, and he's gonna choose to stay out. And Tyler Helms is gonna come down. Max Ford, he's gonna come down. And those guys are gonna have fresh tires now.
Remember the Lemon and the Warner teammates, I believe. So whatever decision made, they're both definitely gonna make it for the most part. Unless it's a split decision at the end there to potentially, you know, get a championship. But remember, Wyatt Thompson on a separate team, and then Chase Smith on his own, right? So, very interesting to see that. We only have 4 drivers who stayed out. Thompson, Smith, Logan Brink, and Travis Prather back there in the 41. And then everybody behind on at least came down pit road here. Looks like the Wyatt Youngblood maybe took 2, maybe fuel only there with only like a 9-second stop. And then here comes the rest of the field with the fresh tires.
We have some big news. Tyler Helms caught for speeding on pit road. And that is going to send him through. Oh, that's brutal.
That is brutal. I mean, those are the things you can't do, right? You cannot make those, you know, simple mistakes here. Obviously, he's got a little under half the race to make this spots up, but
yeah, he's got time. You know, the unfortunate thing is he's gonna have to burn his stuff up to get back to that track position, and then kind of bank on either some late race stuff going on, or you know, the other guys to burn their stuff up more. But this is gonna be a hard hill now from 17th to the front of this pack.
It's gonna be technically, I mean, he's gonna be 17th, but he's gonna have to start behind 47, I believe, who is laps down. I mean, being in pits, tailing the longest line, including this 47 truck who having a race I think he wants to end the season off of, but you know, good for him to stick it out here, 3 laps down, and keep going.
Absolutely. Well, you're gonna have Max Ford starting on the outside in 8th, and Wyatt Thompson, he's gonna lead everybody off. So that's where you're in. The Chase Smith, he's in the conversation. He's starting 2nd.
Thompson, Smith lead us back to green. Lap 76 underway.
Great jump for Thompson there. That's exactly what he wanted to just get a good gap, run his line exactly how he wants to run his line. Chase is going to be able to hold on to 2nd over Prather.
Max Ford already making it through wide in the back there. Gripping the wall. Little block from the 37.
Oh, Max Ford.
Loose.
very loose. Not going to be enough for a caution, though.
What a save on the 11, but that's a huge loss of track position. Is the record in
Oh, and
front
the
of him?
60's around.
Oh my lord! I don't. Max Ford, what an avoidance! I think he got a little bit of damage, but I thought that was race done for him.
Me too.
Wilkins with a huge slide there. We'll take a look and see what happened. Here on the replays.
A lot to unpack in that one, let me tell you.
First of all, we'll go back to the 11. Max Ford on entry here. Maybe a little bit of contact from the 60. Gets super sideways. And Wilkins. Contact from someone behind there. Like maybe contact from the... We'll have to look from a different camera angle here. Yeah, the 45 gets to the door of the 60 and up the track. He'll go nowhere to go for a lot of these trucks. Your race pick. The 92 getting involved. And man, that and probably race ender for that 60 machine. So quick all race, but lots and lots of damage to that Wilkin machine.
Absolutely. Back on the lap here, we got Wyatt Thompson finally coming down. He's gonna, take a different car from last time and come down. And Max Ford's gonna come down to get his damage fixed. Carmelo's gonna come down. That's gonna put Chase Smith leading this thing right now. He chose to stay out.
That's the break that Tyler Helms needed. I mean, he's gonna come down and
Absolutely.
and do some work on his truck, but can definitely make up some spots into the grass, but no harm done. But yeah, I mean, obviously Max Ford. I mean, tough break.
Yeah, but they're all going to be back here now. You got Chase Smith out in front, and then you got the other three drivers, 15th, 17th. Looks like Tyler's going to be able to slip into the top 10 after that quick pit stop. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out now.
And Chase Smith, 12 lap older tires than the rest of the field here. 16 laps on these tires, and we probably done 4 or 5 laps of caution. I would say only like 10 laps on these tires. Definitely not the end of the world. I'm just interested to see the dynamic of, just 10 lap older tires than the rest of the field here. Because everybody on back, basically on stickers. Obviously, it says 5 laps on the timing and scoring. It's just because, but those 5 laps have been under caution. So.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty peculiar. Wyatt came back down. It looks like he's going to top off his truck again. He's already in the back, so why not make sure you have all the fuel that you can possibly fit in that thing?
Yeah, obviously, I think we still have to probably do 2 more at least 1 more stop to make it to the end, but it doesn't hurt to, extend that pit stop as long as you can, and obviously make that last pit stop a little bit shorter if we do get down to, green flag pit stop range.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Chase Smith, your top Final Four truck on the racetrack right now. And he's got a good buffer to the guys behind him.
A great buffer. He decides to pick the top lane here. We've seen, a lot of the drivers pick this top lane if they get the choice to. And that 18 follow suit. And the 37, Wyatt Youngblood. Remember, he hasn't seen him a whole lot this season, but up here in this front row as well, as we'll get ready to go back green here. The start lap 80.
A hell of a jump for Chase Smith. Wow.
Yeah, a good jump. You see a car sliding in the back there. He'll try to safely merge back up. And look at that. Already a 3/4 truck length advantage here coming out of 2.
There's some guys in the back here are going to be moving up as fast as they can. They might even have to work with their enemy here to pick off these trucks.
Yeah, very interesting. And surprisingly, okay, I did forget to mention that these drivers do have a fast repair. I was going to mention the 60 truck already back inside the top 5 almost. I'm like, how is that possible? But he did use that fast repair to get himself going again. you do see him trying to drive up through the field here in the first playoff driver. Back here, Tyler Holmes trying to drive their way through the field once again and having a little bit of trouble. And this is what we have to talk about here. Chase has the track position versus these guys in the back. So he doesn't have that worse of tires, but I've seen that he's had the worst pace, at least so far, on these longer runs. So it's gonna be interesting how he can hold on with these. And obviously, we have to talk about these new front runners that have emerged here with this varying strategy.
Yeah, it's I'm really curious to see if Chase can hold off these guys behind him who are on, about 12 lap newer tires. And some of these guys back here are on, 16 lap newer tires. So it's going to be a chore for him to keep these trucks behind him. But if he can, that track position is going to be very incredible for him.
I mean, he's doing a great job. And, Tyler Holmes has only gotten up to P9. Now it's still back there in that, right on the cusp of that top 10. While this 18 still leads. As long as he can keep it, this is what he needs to do. And right now he's doing a good job. Driving a little defensively is the 45. Super loose. Is they're going to try the wreck behind him. There they go. No caution yet. There it goes. Caution will wave.
A little slow on the caution there, but it's all right. He's able to get through.
Roddy, the first truck we saw kind of upset enough to negate a caution. We'll back take a look and see what happened. Coming into turn 3 and 4. It's really all started, I feel like, with this 45 of Trevino. See him just trying to walk that thing up the track. 56 grabs the right rear of the 53, and right there is probably when it got thrown. Yeah, that was definitely a close one for the race control to call, but I feel like as soon as he kind of fully got spun around, I feel like that's a deserving caution, even though he was off the track, but you never know. I'm not gonna. I think that was fair enough to call.
Yeah,
so
definitely a fair caution, especially if you think that truck's gonna slide back up and potentially take out somebody else. Like Max Ford was back there as a playoff driver, so definitely don't want that. But look at this newcomer into the top 3 for today anyway. Corey Lyles, he's up here. He's been in a couple incidents, but he now finds himself kind of on the podium.
Yeah, it's good job by Lyles to buy his way back up to the top. I mean, you don't see a lot of trucks who've gotten caught up in 2 wrecks that early, be up here inside the top 3, but you'll see the 18 finally, take that truck down pit road and said, okay, time to call it here, and he will give up that track position, and this will kind of bring the guys who were up front back up front.
I'm seeing a couple interesting things here. Number 1, Tyler Helm stays out, and he's getting pushes from Carmelo, where he was before. So I think that these guys are close on the fuel window, but not maybe where they need to be. And these other guys who still had fresh tires, had got a lot of track position, they choose to calm down. And I think that means that they were not as close as Tyler and those others to the fuel window. So now fuel playing a big part in the shuffling of the field here.
Definitely shuffled a lot of drivers in some interesting spots, right? I mean, and we see the 92 continuing to push this one. He tries to save some fuel here, and I mean, are we really in the window that maybe trying to make it on one stop? I mean, trying to make the rest of the way here?
Hey, I'm not sure, Christian. I don't think that we're that close. Obviously, Carmelo's going to need to come down. He's not in the window. And he was on the same stint as Tyler Helms. So if Carmelo is not, I believe Tyler's going to have to save a lot of fuel here to be able to make it.
It's interesting. Obviously, I mean, fuel saving at the end of the day, but it's just been kind of surprising to see, him go out his way to ask drivers to, push me, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely shaked up. These couple of cautions, these couple of pit strategies, they've definitely took up the field a little bit. Travis Prather, Henry Calhoff now, front two. And you'll have, what is that? Helms and Bunkley back there 3rd and 4th, and then Wyatt Thompson get back there in 6th.
Yep, and moving back to find our other playoff drivers, Chase S. Smith comes out of the pits on the cusp of the top 10. I believe he's either 11th or no, it looks like he's going to be 9th possibly coming out of the pits on the inside of Dorian Davis there. And Max Ford's still in the back after really braking and avoiding that accident. So he's once again going to be charging from the back. Not the far back, but still the back of this field as all things are concerned.
We'll see the pace truck once again take a hard left turn, and it's going to be Chevy front row for the first time. Prather, Calhoff leads back to green.
Calhoff and the Sponsor Us truck, looking for some new sponsors, it appears.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun when the drivers lean into that, especially here on the sim. You know, obviously, drivers do it for fun, but you know, sponsors definitely help keep the stuff rolling here. But side by side back there,
Wyatt Thompson, he's attacking Tyler. He wants to get that position back.
We'll see almost 3 wide here in the turn 1 as you have a blinking 9 machine.
Christian, I've gotten pretty used to the blinking 9 machine. I don't know about you.
I don't think these drivers in the sim have, though. You know, that's the one thing that's annoying is wrecking in the back. Miles once again. That's 3 for 3.
Oh. I love the 88 truck. I love that design, but it's never a good look to be involved in, you know, the majority of the incidents.
I definitely agree. We'll look back and see what happened in the Lyles here in 88. I'm not back here in the 56. Yeah, just got loose on his own there. Well as the 56, so 2 separate kind of self spins. And they both go around there. I think the 56 does a good job, you know, saving it. 88, unfortunately, contact there with the inside wall.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these trucks, you can tell, especially in the early, you know, the early run out of the pits, they're loose, and these guys are fighting it in the corner to keep that thing going straight.
Now we've seen it time and time again, you know, especially when you're back there in the pack. Seems like it gets worse and worse driving. The dirty air and everybody around you and everything else, and that's what we've seen the majority of the wrecks is back there in the middle of the pack, just trying to be aggressive to make up spots, and that's when you're that aggressive, that's just kind of what happens. So, caution once again as we start lap 91 here of 134 is the Calhoff continue to lead some laps here under caution.
Absolutely, and looking at our playoff drivers, you got 2 of them in the top 5 here, Helms and Thompson. Thompson is on those newer tires currently.
I mean, it's something that definitely going to be an advantage for him if we can keep the green flag out. Obviously, I feel like the longer or the more we wreck, the less tires will mean if we continue to, you know, have to, you know, go and stop. You know, the tires will slowly even out if we get down to that kind of. If we get to that kind of race, it really won't matter. But Wyatt with the fresher tires right now has the advantage. But if we look back here once again, Chase Smith still in that top 10 spot, and back here for the 11. 11's actually right in front of him, Max Ford.
Yeah, the 11 had a great run, especially on that caution. He was able to get around the carnage, and he was able to stick it and get past a couple positions, and including Chase Smith. And so Chase, you know, he could be saving here. We got a lot of different fuel strategies going on, so who knows at this point if these trucks are going to make it to the windows they're trying to.
I feel like that window I would try to get to is maybe that lap 100 window. I feel like you could probably easily make it on 34 laps of fuel. So I feel like for me, if it were me, I would be trying to get there to make it happen. And obviously, if
Absolutely.
we don't get a caution, then some of these drivers might be in a little bit of a pickle here because you can. I'm not sure how far you can go, but only 40 to go. Coming up on just over 40 to go. I mean, I feel like if you feel safe just a little bit, you might be able to make it. Unsure if you can or not, but definitely seems reasonable.
Absolutely. Pace truck lights are off, and it's time to go green again. Will they stay green this time as the 9 continues to just blink on the inside?
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue with these, especially that 77. You're gonna have to try to get around him and see if he continues to have those blinking issues. But you'll see once again another Chevy front row. Calahoff leads us back to green.
He really took his time on that restart, tried to kind of check everybody up.
You already 3 wide. It's Tyler Helms. Not the best starting for him. He's middle 4, middle 3 now. Not the
Oh,
start
he gets
wants.
shuffled back in a bad way. He's going to get Chase and Max both around him.
Wow. I don't know what happened to that one on that restart. Just did not get the start he needed. Look at that. You see both those playoff drivers right in front. Here's, the 11 with the huge block. He's going to collect both the 1 and the 11.
Oh.
And Max, oh my, what a hit.
Oh, that's a bad hit for the 11 truck. And I don't know if he still has his fast repair.
I could see you. Like he does, luckily.
Yeah.
But
that's going to be a saving grace there. I mean, it really, really is.
Back and look. Like an aggressive block on the 1 machine. What it looked like up here in the booth. We'll take a look. Loose, loose, loose. Walked it up. I don't know, man.
That's going to put damage on both of those Toyotas.
It's hard to tell. I mean, I don't know if he was making a block or looked like he was just walking it up the track. He was super loose out of the corner. See him just see the back end sliding out, and you see kind of him overcorrect.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was a block. Or not a block. I mean, I'm gonna say that was a slide. I don't think he'd go up and intentionally block his teammate there and take them both kind of out of the race for now. But definitely just looks like that truck was very loose heading up the track.
Very interesting. See this 11 come down pit road. See if he takes this fast repair. No. To try to.
What's the? So does he not have it? Oh. Maybe he was unselected here.
I'm pretty sure he unchecked it. I was about to say. We'll see. Oh. See? There it is.
There it goes.
He'll come out of pit road and
he's got us on the edge of our seat.
A fresh start for the 11 machine here. Brand new truck, brand new tires.
17th is going to be his position coming out of there.
Long track for that 11 machine. Let's look at the 1. Like no damage. Tyler Helms' machine.
I think he got out of that relatively unscathed. I'd be worried about wheel damage because he did get shoved up into the wall. And that's been known to reach out and grab your front wheel there, but it looks like his truck is good to go. And he's still got some decent track position. He's got Chase Smith in front of him now. He's got Wyatt up there in second, who I know is hoping to get around this 9 truck. So it's going to be an interesting start here. But I believe this should put these guys in the fuel window to be good for the rest of the race.
And that's something I'm interested to see about Max Ford, right? He did pit. No one else did. If he can make it, that's a huge advantage, potentially strategy-wise, if we go green, versus everybody else here who's racing.
Absolutely. Chase Smith, he's going to have the inside here. Does he, make a send to try to get up back to the front? Does Tyler save? Does Tyler go? There's a lot of different ways to play out this last, 37 laps it's going to be.
I feel like with what happened last restart, I feel like Tyler has to go here, maybe get inside the top 4, maybe top 3. We saw, I mean, the only reason he was caught up in that wreck was because he had a bad jump that last time. So we'll just have to see as the 9:77, Bunkley will lead us back to green to get ready to start lap 76.
Not the start Wyatt wanted there. Didn't get a big jump. And Asher's going to get out there. Wyatt Youngblood's going to be outside of him going through this first corner.
Wyatt going to try to pinch the 77 down and try to complete this pass here out of 2. He will. Now Wyatt kind of stuck in a sucker hole. We're kind of drafting together.
That's going to drop him back right on front of Tyler Helms' Toyota there. And now you see these playoff drivers. 1, 2, 3 of them.
Oh.
Wyatt very loose. Luckily, he did not get hooked by Tyler Helms.
A little dicey there. Now you have 3 playoff drivers under a blanket. Chase Smith has made his way back up here this battle.
Wyatt loose again.
Oh,
that truck
Bunkley.
just not settling.
That Bunkley, that was Wyatt Youngblood who got a shot in the back. Helms bottom of the 9. First time he's kind of seen this aggressiveness out of the 1 here early off the gate. Trying to take.
Definitely.
This is the first time he's led these 4 playoff drivers tonight.
I believe so. And first time leaders are happening all around as Youngblood leads his first laps tonight. Chase S. Smith, though, he's in the conversation. He's always sneakily in the conversation. We talked with him about being the underdog, and here he is, P4.
Look at it, here he is. Look at the 11. Where did he come from?
Back to the front very quickly for Max Ford. And back in the battle, the 4 trucks are together again, which has not been like that in a while.
Yeah, everybody kind of got shaken up there in these couple of incidents and restarts and everything else, but for the first time since the first couple of laps, all 4 trucks under a blanket. This time they've got some trucks in front of them. They're going to have to try to navigate around.
This is some of the best driving I've seen out of these guys. I mean, they are all just giving their trucks everything they can. And again, as we said earlier, I love to see these trucks together. They're not, sitting in the back. They're all pushing to be up front of this pack and to be together.
I mean, you even see these drivers race for the lead. Pushing pretty hard. Here comes Thompson on the bottom at 3. Gonna try to take it. Backs out of it.
A bad checkup for him.
Oh, Bunkley on the top. Loose.
Oh!
Contact. 11. They all save it.
Oh.
Max Ford
Max
trying to
Ford
save it.
hangs on to it. He is going to get up into the wall. Is going to stay green.
I think that truck's broken. Caution will wave.
They're going to throw a caution. Man, if they would have kept it green, it would have been bad news for Max Ford there.
I definitely agree. Lucky break for the 11. I don't want to say that was a Max Ford caution, but obviously I think maybe Chase would have called that if it wasn't a playoff drive. We see someone stopped here, right there. I want to look at this 11 and see the damage on this thing. Definitely some right front damage.
It's got right front and a little bit of rear, I believe, from sliding up into that wall.
Yeah, I mean, he worked so hard to get back up to the front. Just put himself in another bad spot. Now he'll have to start once again the back.
And the fast repair, used up. He's going to have to fix that damage the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be good for his pit stop times.
Oh, exactly. I mean, he's going to be forced, even if, without that fast repair, he's going to be forced to come down and take the time. So regardless of who pits, he's going to be probably coming out of pit road behind everybody else, just having to sit down and take the damage that he needs to get this truck at least even 95% where it was.
Absolutely, and we're gonna see a lot of these trucks come down pit road. Make sure they're good on fuel. Make sure they're good on tires, and we could potentially see a 30 lap sprint to the finish here.
Trucks coming up, they rode the 37. You see the one at Holmes, 77 to Thompson. This really does show me. This tells me right now that this is probably the pit window. Everybody else can make it, right? From here on out, 30. We'll be going green with what, 29 to go, 28 to go probably. So, these guys could definitely make it from here. We'll be able to race
The
out of
drag
pit
race.
road.
And Wyatt's gonna get it.
Yeah, Wyatt gets it.
I don't know if that was speeding there. He took off real fast out of pit road.
See if there's black flag. No black flags for the 77. So
Free and clear.
great stop by the full 77 crew.
Had some trucks stay out there.
Trevino.
Trevino, your new leader. You got Kendorian Davis. He sees the top 5 finally. And Carmelo, my pig. He's not out of this thing yet.
Oh, look at him. Clean and green. Caught up at some incidences, but look at that. Still in the fight.
And that truck, he's been, getting positions. He's been racing. He hasn't given up at all. And that's good to see out of that 92 truck.
Yeah, we saw him. I mean, he had that big slide on lap 1, right? And I think after that, he kind of calmed it down and kind of just backed it off a little bit. Till now, right? Where he needs to get up here and race up front. We know he can run fast. He sat on the pole, so
Absolutely.
needs to maybe take some of that speed that he found in qualifying and bring it here into the race. And he's definitely still in the fight.
I believe it is going to be speeding for Wyatt Thompson. He's at the back of the field.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Wyatt Thompson, well, penalty. Okay.
Either that or too many boxes on exit. I mean, he only had, I believe, 2 in front of him, but not what Wyatt wanted, man. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, tough break for the 77. He's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way like the 11's going to have to do as well, right? And drive through the field. And that's a huge break for guys up here. Helms and Smith, right?
Yep.
Getting ready to go green once again. Chevy, Toyota, front row. 45, and guess what? Trent Wilkins back up towards the front. $30, now 29 to go here from Homestead. Back to racing to get more aggressive as we go.
Absolutely. Pretty clean start for these guys. Oh, 3 wide though. They're getting aggressive early.
Caution and 37, Youngblood. Slow down here. We'll see on the HVTV replay what happened to this number 37 machine running out front early. I mean, in this last kind of half of the race. What happened to 37? Just lost it on his own. Oh man. Hit that outside wall as well.
That's gonna be a bad one for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Still has his fast repair left though, so.
Yeah, not over for the 37, but definitely not what he wanted to do here. I was gonna say it's kind of a tough break for Wyatt, like a good break for Wyatt, but no lap cars, so it's not like he started behind anybody that wasn't in front of him. But looks like he did get a couple spots here on the start. Up to P14.
Yeah, he's gonna get around about 2 trucks. Max Ford still has damage on his front end, so he's not free and clear of damage on either side of that truck currently. He's got damage on both sides.
Well, I mean, cautious of what this 11 needs to continue to come down pit road and nurse this damage and try to get it back and going. So, guess he's pretty happy about this caution as well.
Absolutely, and Christian, we kind of called it the one caution that tips off the rest, and these guys have not really had a green flag run since. Lots of aggressive driving, and usually within the first 3 laps, you got a truck around.
Yeah, I mean, coming out in the end there. And everybody's going to be aggressive, right? They want to get the best finish, and the laps are counting down. And the more we wreck, the more we have to, kind of waste laps kind of under caution. So I don't really see this, unfortunately, stopping anytime soon. I mean, I hate it for these playoff guys who probably just want to race it out, but
Absolutely.
unfortunately, a lot of the cautions are not the playoff drivers. An exception for some of the Max Ford incidents. It's been no one. It's been none of our four who's racing for the championship. It's been everybody else trying to do something, to get themselves up front. And I mean, we can only hope that they figure it out. Let these guys race it out. It's
Absolutely.
not up to us up here in the booth. It's up to the drivers down there to calm it down. And like I said, for this playoff, for this championship, you figured if I come in here as a driver, at least I'm like, hey, even if I have to lift, do not cause a caution because it's not my race, right? I'm here for fun, and I'm here to potentially race for a win at the most, right? And if I'm one of these trucks, you just calm it down because there's so much more on the line here for not you, right? So
absolutely, yeah. Gonna have 3 trucks, and they're not too far apart. Tyler Holmes in 8th. Looks like Chase Smith is gonna be in 11th. Wyatt D. Thompson, not too far behind him in 14th. So, got some trucks together. Max Ford looks like he was able to get more of that damage repaired. Not all of it, once again, but more damage repaired, and he's gonna be 18th out on track currently.
Nice guy still had such an uphill battle, but I don't know if we told it's over. So
absolutely,
we're back green. That's up here in the booth, but Zachary Trevino leads us back to green. Side by side for P2. Trevino pulls away. It's the 60. Loose catches it, gets back in line as they're trying to wreck towards the back. Why Youngblood once again low on track. He's got damage truck.
Is he gonna keep it? Oh, he's gonna slide back on track. That might be grounds for a caution unless he could keep it going and roll it around.
Looks like he's gonna get it down pit road here. The green flag out. Tyler Holmes, first of our playoff drivers, but here comes the 77.
He's going to lean on the 53. That's going to get him loose. Very aggressive driving here. He wants to get back to Tyler Helms. That's the guy he's battling right now.
Everybody else not showing the pace. But right now, it's that one out in front. Everybody's trying to, get the most out of these trucks. You see a lot of sliding on corner exit.
3 wide once again.
Ooh. 53 super tight.
That's be a very good corner for Wyatt Thompson, though. He's going to slide around about 4 trucks right there.
Wow,
just ripping that inside.
What a move to get around those guys. Putting that truck on that white line and just rolling it around. You see right there, only 2 trucks ahead. He's got to get around. This 92 though.
Carmelo, Toyota. He's going to probably be playing a little bit of games with this 77.
92 driven his way up inside the top 4. Probably playing the long
fast
game.
Truck.
Yeah.
He's blocking Wyatt to the inside. See, I don't like to see that. You're not a playoff truck, You gotta not be blocking like that.
I don't mind hard racing, but I mean that's just being kind of malicious right there. Obviously, we know him and Tyler are tied or teammates, or whatever, but it's not your fight. You gotta get out of the way. If you're that much slower that you have to do that, you just got to pull over and let him go. I mean, it's not your fight. You see contact, yeah. You can tell the 77 not happy right now with that 92.
Yeah, I'm sure he's on the radio, not saying too nice things about the drivers around him, but yeah, this 92, I am not too much of a fan of the way he's driving the 77 currently.
Well, and he's not only that, I mean, them racing side by side, it's sewing them both up. Allowed the 18 to Chase Smith. He's now in the picture here. And that's allowing, I mean, Tyler Helms, we didn't even talk about him because we're looking at this. He's up at the P2 spot now.
And he is running down Henry Kaloff. He's going to make a move for the lead of the race.
I don't know who to look at. I mean, Tyler Helms going for the lead.
Chase Smith around the bottom. They're both going to get around the 92 here, which is good. They needed to get around that guy because he was clearly trying to make his truck 4 lanes wide for Tyler Helms up there. But now does Wyatt have the truck to go and run down our race leader?
I'll have not giving this up easy. One will clear. The Henry on the inside. Wow, sliding that thing, trying to get back to him.
He not only wants a sponsor, he wants the race win.
And I mean, if you look at the sponsor, I mean, what do you want? You want a race-winning truck, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And look who's under the conversation. Thompson lurking behind these two side by side. He wants to see them stay side by side so he can get up and sneak up on Tyler Helms here.
Kalhoff. Now side by side with the 77.
He's not going to give that position up easy either.
No, I mean, he's racing everybody hard.
Chase Smith still in the conversation back there in 5th right now.
We'll go up top here. He's going to try to make this pass on the top lane around Kalhoff, and I don't mind this move. I mean, he's got to find something.
Absolutely.
You see the crossover.
You have to get around that truck. You have to get to Helms. That's the guy you're battling. These other guys, you know, they're on track too, but they don't matter in the conversation that's happening right now.
And you'll see him drive it into the corner. Wow. I have to walk it up the track here, but he had to do everything to get around that 2 machine. Now he has the sight set on that number 1 machine.
And Tyler Helms trying to break that draft, not give up anything. This guy was in this position. He's been here before. He's been leading the championship race with trucks trying to run him down.
But this time he doesn't have that 7-second gap like he did going to 20 to go. He's got a 1/10 gap, right? So
Absolutely, and it's decreasing. Wyatt said, "I'll rip topside with you," and he's staying right on that truck. Gives him a bump.
Wyatt is not messing around now. He's probably has a little bit of the fire coming out of the helmet after dealing with the 92, and you can definitely show that he's putting that into the 1.
Absolutely. And that bump allowed Tyler to get a little bit of a gap going again. It's now to about 2/10. About 14 laps to go for these trucks.
Chase Smith.
And we have a battle.
Giving everything he's got, too. Oh, wrecking in the back. Girardi turn around backwards here, up on the backstretch.
Wow.
And, man, what a battle we were going to see, but we'll everything back down.
I would really like to see if these two trucks, you know, what they had for their tires, what they had going on for fuel. And bit bummed that we're not going to see that play out, but, you know, now we're going to have a drag race, essentially. About only 10 laps by the time we go green.
52, the 53, and the 92 side by side. Brett comes out of 2 here, so we'll see what happens. The 24 and the 56. Davis, Cobnott right in front of him. Oh. Wait, you're just 3 wide. Got loose, came down.
That's the game you play.
Yeah.
A guy who didn't really move during that run, Max Ford, he's still in 14th. He still has damage. And he wasn't able to get some track position. But now these trucks are going to come down. Everybody wants fresh stuff.
Max Ford stays out.
That is certainly a decision. It is certainly a decision.
He's got the damage, but remember, he's got decently fresh tires. See everybody else come down Pay Road here. Carmelo right there at 92.
Wyatt Thompson, he won the drag race once.
Wyatt Thompson will do it again, I think.
That was a close one. I think he won it. I think he got it. That was unbelievable. By a bumper, he wins the race off pit road, and now he just has to chase Max Ford, who's directly in front of him.
Let's just hope
Older tires, damage.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the catbird, so let's hope he didn't speed that time.
Does he make the same mistake twice there?
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see if he gets that EOL. Gonna be interesting. That's the cool thing about iRacing, though, too. That I mean, it's not realistic. But the fact that I mean, then one was inside of that 77. They tried to race him to the line there, and what a job by the 77 as that one better pit stall, and I think that's what kind of got it for him. Is that
Absolutely.
just being that one stall ahead, and not only that, that will jump him up a whole row ahead of the one machine. So
this is playing out in a storybook way right now. The trucks are together again. They only have one truck separating them, and that's Henry Kaloff. But Tyler Helms, Chase Smith, Wyatt Thompson, Max Ford, they're all in the same frame once again. And Max Ford, I got to admit, I'm not too confident that with a damaged truck, older tires, he can hold off these three guys.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Remember, he's been on the defensive before this race. So hopefully he learned some tricks doing that earlier, because he's definitely gonna need them right now as we get ready to go. 11 laps to go here when we cross the stripe. Max Ford's he's in the catbird seat, but he's got the 77 with fresh tires over him. Almost 15 lap pressure tires. So,
and that outside lane, right, which has been working really good for Wyatt this race.
we'll have to see what this 11 can do. We'll have to see how aggressive maybe Chase Smith could be here. 10 to go. No more tire saving. We're going full bore for the rest of the race. Logan Brink, James Cesar, back to green.
Bad restart for the two front guys here. Tyler Helms going to dive the inside. They're 4 wide. And Wyatt's loose. Wyatt's around.
Wyatt is loose. Wyatt is wrecked.
Oh, no.
That was the 18.
Oh, no.
Chase Smith completely destroyed as well.
That is unbelievable.
Can Chase limp that back? He's going to have to tow.
Oh, man. That's...
Man.
I believe that's going to be the end of Chase's championship hopes.
We could catch up on what happened here. Back into the restart zone. On board with our chopper cam here. Not a good start by the front two. We documented that. 4 wide going into turn 1. Little contact from the 11. Got that 77 upset. 56.
I mean, he just had no chance to even save that truck with the trucks coming behind like that.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, it's 4 wide. You got to give space, but see the 77 come down. I don't know, maybe trying to side draft. I don't know, but you see definitely the 11 and the 77 make contact. Here comes the 56 of Kovnat. Grabs that left front, which we know in the sim, when that happens, it just shoots the car up the track.
Yeah.
And on board with the 18 of Chase Smith. Nowhere for him to go. We're right on board with this 18. We have the time. He gets ran over by the looks of it by someone behind.
You know, and a lot of that comes from just a really bad restart by our lead guys. They both didn't get going. They split the field. You know, we got guys on older tires here. And it just didn't work out. I mean, when they did that, it stacked the whole field up. And you get that 4 wide situation. There's just not a lot of room.
Yeah. Like we said before, probably season ending wreck for that 18. He goes 2 laps down.
He's still
Go down pit road now. He's gonna go 3.
still getting towed for that 18. He does have his fast repair, but he's got to wait till that timer runs out since he wasn't able to drive it back.
Yep. And where he
Just,
was on the track, that's probably what, 2-3 minute tow. So
Absolutely.
I mean,
Very unfortunate end to the underdogs' championship hopes.
and it's definitely not over for Chase. If he comes back out, he'll be the only car lap down. But he needs them to wreck every lap, pick up every green light
Absolutely.
checkered for him to get back in the fight. And that's, I hope that's not what we come down to, but
Yeah,
that's
no
what
kidding.
he needs. So, so I mean, just unfortunate, right, for Chase. Nowhere to go.
Hmm.
Gets ran over, trying to check up for the wreck, and on the tow truck he goes down pit road and
Absolutely.
try to get what he can out of it, I guess, now.
Well, to bring you back to the present and what's going on here, now Tyler sits on the front row, and he's probably got the fastest truck right now out of the 4. We got Max Ford sitting behind him. He has damage and older tires by about 14 laps. And Chase out of this thing, and Wyatt's in 13th, having used his fast repair.
See the Toyota Chevy front row. Logan Brink, Tyler Helms, we ready to go green. Already see fanning out the 11, trying to get on the outside of the 1, going into 1 and 2, but you see that damage already starting to slow him down. He's going to try to rip the top here. And he will have a run on the 1, but not enough to get to the back end. Side by side for the race lead. Here comes Zachary Trevino.
Max Ford, I mean, you can't count him out. Even with the damage, even with the older tires, he's kind of making that outside work, but he's going to have a wiggle that's going to allow Ken Dorian to get to his inside. And if he gets buried by a couple trucks here, that's going to be bad for him.
6 to go here from Homestead. Tyler Holmes at the point right now, but you see back there that 11 machine. Caution. 60. Wilkins involved. Maybe the 47 as well. Oh, slow these trucks back down one more time.
Important to note, Chase Smith 2 laps down and back out on track. If he's able to get the lucky dog here, it'll put him 1 lap down. Another caution would put him back on the lead lap. So as you said, it never truly is over in these types of things.
You look at the 60. Oh man, off the bumper of the 77.
I mean, he had slowed up pretty bad. It looks like he lost a lot of momentum, and it's hard to get out of it to that degree when you're in these trucks, especially when you're trying to get to the front for a championship,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, the 77 can't afford the lift, so
Yeah.
and honestly, he needs a caution to continue to stack trucks up to get him to the front again. He's all the way back up inside the top 10, so I mean, sucks that it wrecked the truck, but he's got to do what he's got to do right now.
He's got 2 trucks to Max Ford, and assuming he gets by Max Ford, he's got another 2 to Tyler Helms. So lots of gaps. Chase Smith going to take his lap back.
Do that number 18. F-150, get his lucky dog. It's a miracle. Needs a grand slam to get him back in the game. So
Absolutely. What I really like about this too, Christian, is, you know, a guy who goes 2 laps down with 6 to go in a championship race, you know, that guy might have quit or closed the game, said I'm done for the day. And I like that Chase is still out here. He knows that anything can happen, and he's going to drive it to the end.
well, yeah, I mean, you have to, right? In these situations, forward to go. You know how these truck drivers drive, right? Anything can happen,
Absolutely.
so,
I've been in many a truck race with many a cautions, that's for sure.
yeah, exactly. You Chase, you can't give up. I mean, so many people who are here probably supporting him and what he's doing here in the UBN Prospect Truck Series. You got to go till you can't, right? So
Absolutely.
you'll see him 1 lap down. One more caution. Plus, we have NASCAR overtime if we need it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, he's not out of this. There's a lot of things that need to happen, but he's not out of this.
I definitely agree. And we talked about race favorites here at the start of the show. I think we need to start to think about
Is
championship
it time?
favorites.
Is it
Yeah.
time? Oh man, what's yours? I want to hear yours first.
Well, I picked Tyler Helms to win the race, so I already kind of showed
Yep.
my hand earlier. I got to hear from
Absolutely.
you, Riley, though.
Man, he's in a bad spot now, but he's driven to the front so many times. And these guys, clearly, they all want track position. I think that was not our last caution. I think we'll have some overtime, potentially. So I'm going to have to go with my boy Wyatt Thompson here to get to the front and take advantage of potentially another caution and maybe go win this championship.
I mean, Thompson has the best shot, I feel like, to drive through the field. He's done the best job at doing it. So, let's see what we do it. 1 versus the 77 here up in the booth. Obviously, we still have the 11 and the 18 who still have an opportunity to get it done here if the cards
Absolutely.
are played right. But you see right
Yep.
there, 3 to go. I think this is a natural green-white checkered here
Yep.
to set us off. So will we keep it green here for this natural green-white checkered? Does the caution come out one more time? You'll see Chevy front row, the 45 to 29. Trevino, Brink, Helms, Kalhoff lead us back to green here. 2 to go here from Homestead.
Big push from Helms is going to put Trevino out there quite a ways.
Tyler Helms side by side for that P2 position. Looking in the back, that 77 trying to use that outside lane to do anything to get back. Look at that one clear by himself for that P2 position as we round turn 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. We hit the stripe. 1 to go here for Zachary Trevino. 1 to go for Tyler Helms.
This is unbelievable, man. He was in this position last time and got that bump and run on a big green flag run. This time the caution's playing his favor, and here he is.
Got to get around these last 2 corners without an incident. Got a good cushion back to the drivers behind them. I think the 92 on the apron. I don't know what that was, but coming out of turn 3 and 4, Zachary Trevino, go ahead and give it to him. He's going to win Homestead, but furthermore, Tyler Helms takes the championship here from Homestead.
Unbelievable championship for him. Wow. Congratulations to Tyler Helms. As we said, we talked about it. We talked about the storyline. He no longer has the story hanging over him. He no longer has to be asked about losing the championship to a bump and run on the last lap. He is your UIS champion.
I mean, no one wanted him more in this one machine. I feel like the way he talked, the way how passionate he was about wanting this championship to erase, you know, the stuff he's done in the past, right? And put himself in the perfect spot. Kept that truck clean all race long. That's something that no one else in this Final Four could do, right? Max Wood got caught up in a couple things. I mean, Wyatt Thompson got caught up in a couple of things, and then who put him in the back as well as the 18. Obviously, the 18, I don't think anything of his doing, but you know, sometimes that's the race-winning thing, is just keeping that truck clean. And that's exactly what Holmes did there. You see the 11, his teammate, congratulating him on his first championship here.
I love to see all the guys congratulating here, and you know, like Wyatt Thompson, you know, didn't go in his favor, but he congratulates Tyler Helms. Chase Smith congratulates Tyler Helms. A lot of these guys, they know that Tyler wanted this bad, and they're happy to see him win.
I mean, it's something special winning the championship, because people don't realize how much time and energy and, you know, just how difficult it is, right? To put yourself in a spot to be here tonight. Not only just to race for it, but to actually get it done. So, I mean, congratulations to this whole one team, everybody there. We're getting it done here. We'll see Trevino also burn it down here. congratulations on your win here as well, the 45. You know, it's obviously it's going to be a little undershadowed by every championship weekend, but
Yeah,
you'll see these two do stand-up burnouts and continue to celebrate here on the front stretch.
that's awesome. It's great to see. Great to see these guys just enjoy this win. Zachary Trevino, he's a guy that's seen the win before. And it's great to see him back. But Tyler Helms, man, he ran the race he needed to run. He saved in the places he needed to save. He pushed in the places he needed to push, and he absolutely gets it done.
Yeah, and Tyler just put together the perfect race, right? And it's funny because we said you didn't need to win the race, he didn't, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And
Exactly.
this is only the second time I've seen um this even happen, right? You know, where
Mm-hmm.
winner doesn't isn't the champion, right? So, but I love the irony of that, right? That you don't have to do that, right? You could do what you need to get yourself here. And for Tyler was a P2. That's all he needed. So,
Hmm.
but
Absolutely.
I don't think we're gonna do a commercial tonight. There's too many people to talk to. Let's go ahead and talk to
Right?
your race winner and Zachary Trevino. Hey Zach, it's Christian and Riley up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, obviously, first of all, congratulations on your win tonight here at Homestead. I know it's going to be a little overshadowed with some other things going on, but um, I would bring you up here in the booth and talk to you for a little bit here. But obviously, awesome win here for you to come out here and get a win here in the season finale. Walk us through your race. Walk us what got you up here into victory lane tonight.
Yeah, no, that was a great race by us. Started in the back, so just had to take it easy, save tires, just manage our truck the whole race. But yeah, I think saving tires is what got us up there, and yeah, we were just fast overall. So, and Logan helped me a lot, and everyone in my VC. So just got to thank them.
Obviously, coming home here in victory lane, obviously wrapping up the season. Obviously, not racing here full time, but coming into next year, obviously coming off this, win, bringing momentum into next season here. What's the game plan? Are you going to come back here full time, or are you going to continue to kind of just come up and do these one offs?
I'm gonna do the one-offs in the truck series, but I'm gonna go full time in Cup and Xfinity. But yeah, I'll still show up part time and just try to get some wins. That's just the goal.
We thank you for sharing your time up here in the booth. Once again, congratulations on this win tonight, Zachary. And before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank for you bringing it home tonight here from Homestead?
Yeah, I want to thank Precision Speed Solutions for sponsoring this truck and just everything they've done. And I want to thank Chad Tubala, my biggest fan. And I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Chris. I want to thank All Glory to God. I want to thank Logan Brink and all of them in my VC and Jim Cesar. That's it.
Well, thank you for your time. We're gonna drag you back up into the. You guys could go celebrate, and congratulations on your win tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you for streaming.
Okay, I think we got the final full in the waiting room. I think only one person we need to talk to first, and that is champion tonight, Tyler Helms. Let's go ahead and get him into the broadcast. Hey Tyler, it's Christian and Riley up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha, man.
Well, I don't want to be that guy, but you were my pick to win the race. So, congratulations on this first championship. Obviously, we have to talk about it. Putting that scar from the past into the scrapbook, right? And now you have this new
Yeah.
chapter, a champion here in the UBN Prospect Truck Series. What does it feel like?
It feels just absolutely incredible. I mean, the whole race was it didn't go great. I was never got to the lead. I don't even think I led a lap all race. I was there. I was always just trying to save my tires. I feel like I saved them really good on that first run. Apparently, White saved them a little bit better, and we got kind of lucky with the caution whenever it flew and had a costly mistake on pit road speeding. went to the back, had to find our way back up to the front of the field, and we were able to do so. And I seen Chase Smith going to the outside wall, and obviously it's like you don't want to see one of your championship competitors DNF, but I was celebrating extremely hard seeing him go on the outside wall and wrecking him and getting a meatball, going laps down. I seen Wyatt have to go back to the back as well, and on that final restart, we were in second, or no, we were in fourth, and Zach was leading, and I told Zach, I'll give you the win, man. Just just go with me on the outside. I'll let you win the race. I don't care. Wyatt was in 10th and Max was in 7th. Knew Max had damage. He was trying to just help me out at that point when he figured out he wasn't going to be able to win it. And we got the launch of Zach, was able to clear Logan, and it was just pretty much it from there. I think they were 5 wide on the backstretch at one point, and obviously we wanted to win the race, but when you're in that situation where you don't need to do anything, kind of just sit there and let it happen. And honestly, I thought it was going to be the long run yet again. I started to get flashbacks the last time. Was burning up my tires a little bit on one of those long runs, and slowly started to see everybody start pulling away from me, and was like, well, it's happening again. I'm gonna go green, and I'm gonna get screwed over at the end. And well, we didn't. We got a little bit lucky with the caution and just where they were at, and I mean, it was pretty much given to me at that point after they all kind of wrecked. Max had damage. Wyatt was in 10th, and Chase I think was a lap down, and it was pretty much smooth sailing from there. But I mean, I mean, this should be my second championship, but we'll take it as our first. And it's incredible feeling, and we've got one of the two already. We got to go do something better on Saturday. I'm gonna have to be a little bit better than what I was today to be able to go win that one, and maybe we can be the first to win 2 in the same season and go win some money.
Hey, Riley, you got anything?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, congrats, man. I mean, talking to you before the race, I could feel the emotion and just the determination you had to win this thing and to make it happen and to leave all the past stuff in the past. And I just want to say incredible job tonight, incredible drive. You did say one thing though that I think is kind of funny. You said I didn't come here to get second. Well, you did get second. You did get second, but you took a championship home. So congratulations on the championship, man. It's a well-deserved championship for you and probably a long time overdue. So congrats.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't even. I'll be honest. I couldn't even really fall asleep last night. I was just so amped and just ready for this tonight. And I mean, what I meant by that was I didn't really want to come here to get second out of the guys. But I mean, when you see that stuff happening with all of them, you'll take second. I literally told Zach, I'll let you win the race. Just let me you go and I'll stay behind you. You can win. I'll take my championship. So yeah, that was pretty much it. It was a hell of a race. I had a ton of fun. Had a few moments. Felt like some of these guys were running me a little bit harder than what you would expect from a guy that's in the championship for. But it's not a lot of guys like me because I guess they don't like people that speak their mind. So to all them, to the guys that did that and said all that, they can suck it, and I'm the champion.
Absolutely. Well, congrats, man. I mean, I'm sure you're going to be celebrating this one, so go ahead and celebrate, and I'm sure we'll see you next season.
Yeah, and first of all, I want to thank my teammate Max Ford. We've butted heads a few times this season, but I'm incredibly thankful for the opportunity to drive for him and him be my teammate. We're moving on next season to being with Colby, and having Colby as my team owner. Gotta thank Zach, just all the guys that have helped me all season. Gotta thank Zach, Zachary Trevino. Gotta thank all my competitors that were here today: Wyatt, Max, and Chase Smith. Wyatt, and Max have shared an incredible title fight all season long, where I mean, I don't think there's ever been a playoff where who 3 of the 4 guys are already going to be when the playoffs start than what there was in this one. All 3 of us had great seasons, and any of us 3 deserve to win this championship. I got to thank Trent Wilkin as well, and all the guys at Sky High Racing, Nicholas Martinez Jr. and Finnegan Myers. I mean, they're granted that Martinez and Finnegan haven't ran much this season. Every single time Trent's always been there to help me out and help me out a ton today. And just got can't be any more thankful. And I have a whole bunch of words I can say right now, but I'm gonna try to end this short and sweet. And just gotta thank all the guys at Precision Speed Solutions as well for everything that they do over there. And they give the best setups. Not They get the best setups, and go check out precisionspeedsolution.gg. So, and we'll try to go win the championship next or this Saturday, and maybe next season we can go repeat. Definitely going to be a little bit more laid back next season. It took a lot. It took a lot out of me to be able to get this one this season, but it's just great to finally be able to redeem myself from what happened pretty much 2 years ago, and just to be able to redeem myself and finally get the championship that I felt I deserved. And it's incredible. Honestly, it's so many words can describe how I'm feeling right now, and it's just awesome. So I gotta thank all of them, and you guys for streaming as well, and our race control Chase George, and shout out Logan Brink as well. He's helped me out a little bit this season, and we'll go battle him this Saturday, and see if we can go win 2 championships this week.
They definitely
Absolutely,
appreciate
man.
the kind words up here in the booth. Let you go up there and celebrate your championship, Ty. But once again, congratulations, and hopefully we can talk to you some more next season.
Yeah, thank you.
Tyler Helms, champion here from Homestead. I think the next Chip 4 driver to finish up there, Wyatt Thompson. I think Riley has him up here in the booth.
Wyatt, you got a copy? Wyatt, you got a copy there?
Yes, sir.
Well, a tough one, a caution-filled race, and I got to say, first of all, you drove an incredible race. I mean, you showed that you were a fast truck multiple times. You chased down guys multiple times. You drove from the back to the front more than once. So let's not take away from your drive at all. But coming up second, not getting that championship. What are the emotions you're dealing with right now?
I mean, it was a great night. Don't get me wrong, but we got to figure out how to run green in this league. It's been a problem all season long in trucks, and I mean, you saw the first run. We did what, like 35 laps, I think it was. And at the end
Mhm.
of it, I was a second clear, just still saving my stuff a second clear, and I'm just cruising. And we
Mhm.
get the caution. I mean, after that point, it's just how this league is. You just keep on caution after caution, and I sped once, got put in a bad situation there, drove it back to the front, and then just got more damage after Tyler sent it 3 wide or 4 wide on the bottom, and I just don't get a call for it because iRacing. So.
Mhm. I mean, it was a wreck filled race for sure, and even in the booth we could see that guys were just throwing themselves in uncomfortable positions with their trucks, and it was a tough one. So what do you look to next season? Are you going to be doing this again or going for this again, or are you just move on focused on the future and other series?
I mean, this was just kind of a fun. It started off as a fun thing. I mean, it is a fun thing. I mean, we came close to a championship, but it doesn't much matter. Congratulations to Tyler. He had a decent season, but he just kind of got lucky in that situation. I'm not just going to hand it to him, but I'm just doing Cup and Xfinity next season, part-time trucks. Hopefully, I can do good in Xfinity on Friday night for the championship and not get killed out of it again.
Absolutely. I mean, you all season you've been a great driver, and you've shown amazing pace in all types of tracks and all types of races and all types of scenarios. So don't let this take away from the driver you've been. And even though it wasn't the finish you wanted, congrats on the top 5. Is there anybody you want to thank for this season and this finish?
Thank y'all for streaming and the field. Hopefully, thank you to them for figuring out how to run 5 laps under green under the brake.
Absolutely. Well, Thank you for speaking with us, and we'll hopefully see you in the booth sometime. Thank you.
Yeah, have a nice one.
Well, an
All right,
emotional
Christian.
Wyatt Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
77 camp. But I think 11 to max. Hey, Max, it's Christian and Riley up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, obviously not the finish you wanted. Coming home in P12 and all, but obviously a really good season for you in this whole 11 camp. Throughout the whole season here, putting yourself in a position there, but fortunately not coming home. In front of that one machine, your teammate there in the one, like you wanted to. Walk us through, what you're feeling right now. Walk us through, the emotions that's going through your head right now.
I mean, I'm glad that he won and not Wyatt. I don't think he deserved it at all. There should have been multiple times where I know the incident, I think it was like lap 70-ish. He should have gotten a tally for that. He came up, hit me in the rear. Even though I was loose, I never came down. He came up, hit me in the rear, spun me, and it just went downhill from there pretty much. I just couldn't get back up there. When I did, just some mistakes happened. Like, I got hit from Travis, and that got me loose for the whole corner exit 4, and then I hit Tyler, but he got no damage, so it was fine. And then, let's see what else happened. Hit Trenton, turn 3. We came together. He's ran the corner higher, and he didn't expect me to go lower. There was me spinning the whole front stretch because the car cannot be saved, and everyone did not want to check up for me wrecking, and just trying not to hit anyone, and the car was just unbelievably loose the whole race, honestly. See the end there. I had 2 minutes of damage when I stayed out, and I just knew I just had to do something. Which, honestly, the car handled a lot better than I thought it would be, and I was able to keep up a little bit. But then, we had another restart, and I don't know what happened with Wyatt, but he came down again and hit me and wrecked him and Chase Smith, and he was honestly advocating, like, he was super mad the whole race at anyone, and especially me for getting him dirty air when I was in the lead. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, and obviously he got mad and hit me in the rear and spun me. But I don't know. It was a good team win, good champ for Tyler. Congrats to him. Deserved it.
And looking back at the race with kind of the calamity that ensued throughout the whole thing, do you think that definitely kind of led to some of you guys not really even having the opportunity to get up there and race with Tyler there at the end? Was just people just kind of driving over their head, and unfortunately 3/4 of the championship were kind of negatively involved in with all that.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like every wreck towards the middle of the later half of the race was I somehow got involved, and it kind of fucked me over. Sorry, f me over, farted over. But it's just I don't know. I was working with Tyler there at the end too. I wanted him to win because I knew I wasn't gonna win, and it's just people were being dumb. Like people were making moves on us, which is like, come on, we're championship. At least have a little bit lenient with like 4 to go. But obviously, our championship drivers who were out of their head, like YD Thompson, who wrecked Logan Brink there at the end. Like we don't need that, and he wrecked himself entering one with me, Tyler, wrecked Chase Smith too. It's like it's a little over aggressive. I don't. It's just I'm mad at Tyler or Wyatt more. I don't want to say it, but I really want to say the B word right now to him.
Obviously, an emotion, up and down here is, everybody. I feel like everybody had a good chance at one point to run on top here, but for you, well, fortunate it was a teammate, but unfortunate it wasn't you. But we appreciate you talking to us tonight here after the race. But before we let you go, is anybody you want to thank for your run this season here in the UBN Prospects Truck Series?
First, I gotta thank Safe Flight, Rootly, also the Ford family for allowing me to run a Toyota in all 3 series. Precision Speed Solutions also for giving me great setups week in, week out for A Open, C Open, B Open, all that jazz. And they're really great guys. Love being with them. I know me and Zach are also on there, and great group of guys. Thanks to Tyler. Congrats to Tyler also for winning that, and good working with Trenton there as well. We're all working together there, and we're all just trying to go for the best. And me and Tyler wanted the best result for each other. And if it wasn't Tyler who was going to win, he wanted me to win. But I'm glad he got it done.
We congratulate you for at least getting as far as you could there. Obviously, still a fantastic season out of you in this 11 camp, but looking forward in the next season. Is it something you want to come back and do? Maybe again with the trucks, or there are greener pastures on to potentially.
I'm gonna stick with Cup and Trucks. I don't think Xfinity is that fun, and I'd rather race control it. Uh, though I've heard rumors from Fastlane News that trucks could be getting a change, not the car, but just something around the series wide. Something could change, but I don't think it's official. But I think I'm still to race it either way.
We look forward to seeing you on the track, whether in the truck or the cup or whatever you decide to run. But and congratulations on a good season, and we look to talk to you some up here in the.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for broadcasting.
Last but not least, our last interview for the season here. I have Riley here with Chase Smith up here in.
Chase, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, you drove an incredible race, and you were never out of the conversation until the end there. And we constantly had to snap back and say, Chase Smith, he's there again. He's on the outside, he's on the inside. And I know you were doing everything you could to get that truck there. Just talk to us about your race and what happened at the end there.
Yeah, I think I'd run a pretty good race. I know at the start, I wasn't really sure if we were going to run long a lot of times or if we were going to start having short runs. So I figured this is my shot to get up there and take the lead. And if we get a quick caution, then I'll be set. But we went a little longer than I wanted to. So I kind of burned up my stuff, fell back a little bit. And then after that, I just played the strategy. I stayed out a couple times on old tires. Then when I finally pitted, I had some fresher tires, and right there at the end, right before I wrecked, I had fresh tires. And I think if I would have missed Wyatt spinning out, I think I would have been in the perfect spot, either win it or at least give a good shot at it. But after that, I lost 2 laps waiting to be towed to the pits, and then after that, I just needed just one more caution at the end, and I could have had a shot at it if there was any kind of chaos up front. But I think it was a good race.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you showed the speed that you needed to show, and you did a lot of things that you needed to do. And unfortunate that the finish didn't end up reflecting that in the end. But what do you take out of this, and what do you look forward to for the next seasons ahead?
I just take out of it the speed I've had, because I mean, the first few races I didn't really have a ton of speed, but now I feel like every race that we go to, I've got the speed to run up in the top 5, compete for the wins, and just be able to run up front. So I think next year I'll definitely be a threat for some wins, and I also think that I've made a lot of friends this year. I've gone through the whole year, haven't had any enemies or any run-ins with people, so I think that's another good thing that I've had in this first season.
Absolutely. It's always a good thing to have good relationships with the guys you're driving around each and every week. So, who do you want to thank for getting this far and getting in the Final Four? And who do you want to throw props to?
I'll give props to my team owner Aiden. He's the one who reached out to me about running this back in I think October, and it's been fun to do since then. All the other people that race every week, Max, Tyler, Wyatt, all of them, they're really fun to race with. They're really competitive, really good racers. Jackson B. Brown, he made the paint scheme. Love it. It's amazing. Just made a lot of good relationships going into this season, and I'm ready for next year.
Absolutely, man. Well, we wish you incredible luck next year. We hope that underdog story comes to fruition, except I don't think people are going to be doubting you as much next year. So good luck, and I wish you all the best.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That rounds it out, Christian.
I definitely interviews, and it's interesting to see, especially with the whole Thompson Ford interviews,
Mhm.
them kind of controversy
Yeah.
being kind of at each other's necks there. But I mean, that's what you expect here when you come and race for a
Hmm.
championship. Is you're not going to give people slack, and especially
Absolutely.
especially the one guy you're trying to beat, right? You're
Yeah.
not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You're not going to give him slack because you guys are trying to go for something that only one person can have, right? And
Hmm.
those tempers get high and the emotions get high at the end, especially when you know that there's not really an attainable way to get it. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens, and people they take this very seriously, and they want to win that championship. And I talked to Chase George, the league owner, about that recently. I was like, UIS is a place where people want to win the championship. They want that notch on their belt, and of course, emotions are going to run high when you're going for that. But the interviews, they're always going to be spicy after a race like that. A lot of cautions, a lot of wrecks, a lot of torn up trucks, and I think that it finished a storybook sort of way for Tyler Helms, and I'm definitely proud of the guy for finally getting it done.
I'm definitely happy for Tyler and that whole one camp, because obviously he really wanted this, and I think he really needed it as well.
Hmm.
Coming so close
Absolutely.
before, and now finally, getting to hold up that trophy that he so close had so long ago, and
Hmm.
um, happy for that whole happy. I'm really excited to see that. Max was super excited that at least a teammate got it. I've
Hmm.
seen several interviews even in real life where it's like, well, they were just so super upset just because it wasn't them, and
Hmm.
super cool to see that. And Max was
Yeah.
was just as happy that I wouldn't say just as happy, but was still okay with a teammate coming home with a championship, and get to hang it up in the garage for everybody to see for next season, right?
Absolutely. I mean, and it's good to have that mentality. It's good for everyone when your team wins the championship. I mean, sure, you have a bigger target on you next year, but winning the championship shows that team speed. It shows your ability to work together because not all these races are just solo wins. Sometimes you got to work with your team, like Max talked about tonight. So it was great to see those guys congratulate each other and work together all season, and just some great racing. And besides the shots thrown, some ways it was overall just some great sportsmanship across the league.
I definitely agree, and it's almost like poetic how it just ends here with Homestead and just one race, right? And now that everybody's off the
Hmm.
track, the lights are still on here at the virtual Homestead-Miami Speedways. We get ready to wrap up the broadcast. It just seems right that we end it here, at a
Hmm.
track that's known for putting on phenomenal racing. In the past, obviously, getting the license now to open here for the championship weekend in real life. So it's gonna be cool
Absolutely.
to see what this track can do. Obviously,
Hmm.
we still have another race on Friday and Saturday here at Homestead to crown some more champions here in UIS Racing League.
Absolutely. And I'll be in those races, so hopefully I'll stay out of the guy's way and not cause any cautions, and you know, rooting for Wyatt to go ahead and run the win the contender chip. That's my teammate, so I got to be honest there. I'm hoping he can get it done. JJ Moore as well, hoping he can get it done. Either one of those guys, like you said, I'd just be happy to have the team win that championship. And going forward in Cup, rooting on Tyler Helms, it'd be great to see him perform again. So.
We'll just have to see. Go ahead and look at our unofficial race results for tonight's race. We talked to your winner and technically P2 finisher,
Hmm.
Benoman Helms.
Hmm.
Henry Kalhoff, unfortunate for him, the one race that he's not going to get an interview, but we did get to talk to him last week up here in the booth. So good way to finish off the year for Kalhoff and that whole Cash Colt racing team back there in
Hmm.
P3. Dorian Davis once again sneaks his way into a top four. We didn't really talk about him all week in all race just because of this, but great finish
Yep.
for that 5 car. Wyatt Thompson
Absolutely.
5, and the your race pick back there 92. He was there, but just not meant to be. And
Yeah.
Matthew Fastnot back there in P8. Travis Prather back there in P9, running out your top 10. This is what a comeback for that team.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean a lot of these trucks, man, they had trials and tribulations, and I especially want to call out like you did my pick, Carmelo. I mean, it would be devastating to spin on the first lap like that after such a blazing qualified pace, but he brought it back. He did some of the things he needed to do, and he ended up getting that top 10 right on the cusp of that top 5. So I'm still proud of the guy.
Outside the top 10, Corey Lyles, Max Ford, Logan Brink, Asher Bunkley, Christian Zarate, Chase Smith, Aaron Kovnat, Wyatt Youngblood, Robert McCain, and Owen Nicholson ran out that top 20. A lot of obviously big contenders out here outside the top 10.
Absolutely, man. I mean, this race was not kind to multiple guys, and definitely some fast guys who just didn't get the finish they were hoping for.
Definitely agree. And that will off your unofficial race results. And, Riley, I mean, we definitely had a little bit of everything tonight. We had a couple green flag runs, just like Bristol, right? Had a couple long
Mm-hmm.
runs, had a ton of cautions, and ended up finishing off here in kind of a chaotic way.
Absolutely, man. And that's that's Homestead. That's championship racing. That's how it goes sometimes, but I think it went how it was supposed to, and congratulations to all the guys that made it to the final four.
Definitely give a hand up to those guys. But I guess it's time to start to wrap up this broadcast for tonight here from Homestead. We appreciate everybody coming out and watching the stream tonight. Like we're having about 20, 25 concurrent viewers, which we're super happy to see here on the channel. Pretty active live chat, and we appreciate you guys, being interactive in the chat and talking amongst each other throughout the whole broadcast. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like on the broadcast and doing all the fun stuff, please hit that subscribe button over there on the High Velocity YouTube channel. Hit that bell so you get notified anytime we go live here on the channel, whether it's here for UIS or any other leagues that we call here on the channel. I'd like to give a huge thank you to Riley over here coming up in the booth for the second time, and definitely had a great time having him up here once. But from everybody over here, the High Velocity TV studios over here in Central Kansas, my name is Christian Olgado, once again alongside Riley Maxwell, and we'll close the book here on this last chapter of season 2 of the UIS UBN Prospect Truck Series. Once again, congratulations to Zachary Trevino on the win, and a bigger congratulations to Tyler Helms for wrapping up, getting his first championship here, UIS series. But once again, we appreciate everybody coming out, and we'll be back on Thursday for the Prestige Cup Series as they come and their season. Friday, we'll be back here for week 3 of the AWC Pro Series as they can start their season off very strong, and then we'll be back here on Saturday for the ISNF Cup Series week 7 over there, and we'll round out the URS Cup Series back here on Saturday. Crown a champion there here once again from the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. So we hope to see you guys soon, and we appreciate everybody coming out and watching the broadcast. Again, we appreciate everybody coming out, and we will see you guys soon.